Yeah, we are back in the house. What is going on, my fine people in the world out there? It's time for another Toss One Back Thursday, and it's the last one for 2022. So, end of the year, going into the new year, next year, hopefully a better year after the 2020, 2021, and 2022. What a freaking ugly trilogy that's been, right? So, hopefully, this isn't like Friday 13th. We have another bad year that takes place. Timeout. You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Nobody
I
can
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
We can. So, how do you not hear us? Mallory can hear me.
Yeah. I can't hear them.
I can't hear them now. Technical difficulties here. You're
Rod,
not
did
me.
you do this on purpose?
No, everybody should be fine. It might be their iPad. Apple does not work well with StreamYard at some point. So, are you on Apple? Are you, Mal?
No, no.
Yeah, it might be the Apple thing. It shows them they should be good to go. I mean, they want to pop back in. We'll see what happens. Interesting, very interesting. Another interesting thing, StreamYard, they messed with some stuff where you can actually open up the screen now. I didn't realize that. If you double click on
Really?
comments, it goes away on some stuff. It threw me off there for a second. You lose the comments. But I digress. They're back in.
There we go. We can hear you.
Now.
I don't know what that was about because when you went away from the thing and
It's
come back,
Apple. It's Apple.
It was Apple.
probably is an Apple
It's
thing
Apple
for
thing.
sure.
I started talking bad about 2022, hoping for a better 2023, and see what happens. Shit starts happening.
It already.
And then we got Dave in the house from Beer in Front. What is going on?
What's up,
So the
Dave?
Chicago contingent is taking over.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. And great to see you, my friend. And great to know that you're not at one of the other airlines under fire right now. So
It's been rough. It's been a rough week, and I'm fighting a cold, so I can only stay out for a few minutes.
yeah.
I got to get some rest for tomorrow.
First world problem.
Fighting the cold there. Yeah. You can just sneeze on a few people to back them up. So
There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to cough on some people just to scare them away, but it's not working.
I might have the COVID. They'll back up. They will back up.
Good.
Shout out to Trez. What's going on, Trez? Happy New Year to you, my friend. Well, I say New Year because it's only been a couple days, but yeah, this will be the last show before the New Year. And we got Mama Ren in the house. Cheers, Peggy. Good to see you as well. She's here early tonight, so
Yeah, she is early tonight.
she is. Yeah.
I don't usually say nothing else. She just lurks in the background.
Must be some reruns on her shows.
It actually probably is.
She's heard it all before.
Yeah, wait for the new season. Oh, let me
All the reruns.
tune in and toss one back. Yeah,
Thank you.
Big Daddy in the house. Cheers. Another Chicago represented all over the place tonight. So Chi-Town, and Trez says cheers as well to Big Daddy there. So yeah, last show of the year. Y'all don't know Dave, Beer in Front, Mal, and Perfectly Good Crafts that she is listed there as well.
Love her.
Todd, along the ride with me all the time. So there you go. So some great stuff. And we'll see who else may pop in tonight if people want to pop in. It is that last week of the month where I kind of open it up. But going into next year, I'm probably going to do some more of these as well. Not just on Thursday nights, but try to get some more stuff worked in. I got some revamping to do with the channel here for some new stuff. So hopefully everybody does enjoy. Out in the comments section at the top, I did note up there, do you have a favorite beer of 2022? And if so, let us know. So if there's a beer you've come across you really enjoyed this year, let us know in the comments. And then, thank you, Trez. Appreciate it. Good looking merch, Rod. I'll be ordering, sir. Yeah, so I opened up another store on Spring. I also have another one that's on Spreadshirt, but Spreadshirt's kind of So I got the Zazzle store and the Spring store. So in the chat, it's like one of the new items out there, kind of the stainless steel Rajay BeerVentures cup. But there's other stuff you can check out: t-shirts for men, for women, even like leggings for the women out there. The ladies love the leggings. So yeah,
Belly control in it.
the what? The belly control?
Yeah, you're a man, so you wouldn't know.
I know nothing about the belly control, but they said, "Hey, we can put your
Yeah.
logo on leggings." I said, "Well, go for it,"
Yeah.
So
You need leggings leggings with the control with like an extra band of elastic around your belly. To make
I thought that was Spanx.
Look,
They don't do the Spanx anymore?
Controlling the belly.
I mean,
is
if you're
worried
gonna
about
do it,
controlling
you
other
need to do it
things.
right.
Are they the new Spanx?
What?
It used to be Spanx, right? That women would have. Are they the new?
Poor
Yeah,
buddy.
that's not a word anyone wants to hear anymore.
Are they out of business, or they still make the
No,
stuff? I
Spanx
guess.
is
No.
the thing. I love Spanx.
Okay. Is it like a generational difference maybe with
But
Spanx
if you buy
versus leggings?
the leggings, you don't have to buy Spanx because they have a band, like a waistline that just goes around your belly and just smooch you out.
Smooth it out. Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
know, it works. I've seen T-shirts now for men to hide the beer bellies. That's something
Hey,
interesting. So now you have shirts that are cut differently to try to cover. All this false adventizing, though,
All
right?
right.
Yeah.
You get somebody back.
I earned mine. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, and then you're surprised. You're like, whoa, what happened there? You know, it's just like, yeah, everybody's false advertising now. I see women with the eyelashes. Some of them look like caterpillars out there, but that's none of my business.
I could never do that because they pay a lot of money for that stuff. And then you have to like wash your face real gentle and like you don't want to
Yeah.
waste your $500 lashes. And I'm like, that sounds like too much trouble.
Well, at least
They're
it's
just
not
awkward to wear
Botox.
too.
At least it's not Botox. So you know, people do that stuff too. So
Says a
women.
man that can hide his wrinkles with a beard.
Are you talking about us right here with beards? Every man over here has a beard. Like, are we hiding wrinkles
If I
right
had a
now?
beard, I wouldn't worry about having Botox either.
But are you saying there's some women that don't have beards? I think there are.
More than you would know.
No,
For sure.
that takes it back to it. Women have to shave their beards and their
And
mustaches.
mustaches. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Or sometimes just pluck one out.
that
I did-
hair hasn't shown up in a long time. I had one little, and Todd called me Abe. You noticed if I didn't point it out to you.
Yeah, but it all makes sense now because they're 23andMe says she's 90-something% Neanderthal. So.
Yeah, I know facts.
And then that became the download of the circus, the downfall of the circus when the women had to start shaving the beard. You know, no bearded women, no circus. You can't have it. Can't have it. Bad enough you can't have the elephants, but now you can have the bearded women. What are we going to the show for?
I don't know.
Thank you there, sir. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff out there in the Spring Store. Actually, on the channel, there's a tab now for store if you want to check out anything, or if you look at the thing in the comments, I think it takes you right to the Spring Store as well. So, you know, just putting some different things out there and share when I can. And right now, I think I have out there a 15% discount for anybody that wants to pick up something. So, do like the end of next week.
No, let me look at this.
Mark it up.
Let me look at the leggings now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So mark the price up and say 50% off.
Yeah.
I thought you knew about
There
marketing.
you go.
Do what? Mark the price up and do. But I thought you were against capitalism.
I am, but I'm just saying.
You're looking out for my best interest. I know. You're looking for my best interest. I got you.
Yeah, I'm just looking out for you, Rod.
Jack it up and then get the discount. Quote by Shannon. So yeah. And Chews in the background says hello all. Cheers,
I
Chew.
love Chew. Oh my God.
Those that hang around for the after show when we're off camera, you might get to see Chew. That's how it usually works out. So with some merch rod. Well, merch rod might be something different in a different type of industry. I'm just saying.
No, Rod. He's looking out for you too. Like between Big Daddy and me, we could get you up like 50% off and call it Merch Rod.
Well, there you go.
You wouldn't even have to have a YouTube.
Cheers, John. I'll get you there in a second, though. I saw your message as well. Spent too much money in my beer belly to try it out. Right? Wear it with pride. Wear it with pride.
Says a
People
man.
try to get a 6-pack. I'm rocking a keg. So what's up?
The only way.
Beer game, Shannon. Yeah.
Shit, I forgot.
Wayne's in the house. Cheers, Wayne. Rod and Todd got a full house. Hey, Mallory. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Dave. Cheers. Yeah, Wayne, if you want to come up too, it's the last week of the new year, last week of the month. So
What
if you
the
want to
hell?
come up, I'll get you a link as well too, my friend. I'm going to get John Pierre on here in a second too. Hey, Mallory. Cheers, Sean and Dave. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and get John Pierre, get him set up. But for you guys here,
All stars leaking in.
what beers have you had this year that you've actually? Okay, well, we'll get to that in a point later. But I'm glad you got a full deck there because I only got a half day tomorrow, so I can sleep a little bit after I get off work.
Don't you have a half day on Fridays?
No, so we can stay up later tonight.
No,
It's the market holiday.
Well, you can go to bed.
It's just the market holiday. So,
Yes, I will.
but as far as beers, what beers have stood out for you guys this year? While I get John Pierre the link here.
I was just trying to pull mine up on
I actually have an answer
Yeah.
to that question.
Yeah.
I do have an answer to that question.
Well, go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead and
It's
start.
The banana Rama from Philadelphia is probably one of my favorite beers. Yeah.
From where?
It's a little place. We didn't go there when you were here, Mal. We went to Our Lady, which I really liked their beers, but they had one. We have a new place to go to, and they had a banana beer. It was so good.
What was it like?
Was it a Hefeweizen or?
I don't know if it was the Hefeweizen.
No, they didn't call it heaven. They just called it
Yeah, it was like a microbrewery, and they made this one. And it was
well, no, but there wasn't no style. I don't know if they called it a cream ale. I think maybe cream ale.
Oh.
Sort of, but it was like
so
banana.
good.
It's more banana than a Hefeweizen. Give you
Wayne, I sent you a link there if you'd like to join as well.
a straight banana. It is pretty good. It is
And
pretty
then
Yeah.
ran out of the keg, and then I was like, shit. And then my brother had gotten 2 of the big bottles of beer and gave them to me for Christmas. And I drank them that night.
Nice.
Okay. What about you, Mal?
I don't like to save things for later. I like to have them when I want them.
Yeah, we know you like the instant gratification.
Yeah, no delayed gratification.
So
what about
for,
you? Mhm.
for me, there's a brewery here in the Chicagoland area called Around the Bend, and they have a pistachio cream ale that's called Vera. I've
Oh.
loved this beer for a long time, and this year they did a variation on it, and it's called Vixen. It's a pistachio cream ale, but with cinnamon, and I am over the moon for this darn beer right now. It's so good. I just
Is that when?
I can't get enough.
Is that when you had on your all's beer excursion?
No, I just had this one within the last few days, and
Oh,
I
okay.
was
Oh, wow.
astounded, and I'm so mad that I didn't know about it before.
Is it
What's the
So-
name? What's the name of it again, Mal?
always
Vixen by Around the Bend Brewing, ATB.
So will you always be able to get it, or is it just like a limited thing?
I think it's a limited thing. I don't think
You had the pistachio cream, not the cinnamon Vixen.
I mean, it's pistachio
There's 2
cream,
of
but it's
them.
with cinnamon. It's red.
Okay.
It's the green one is the normal one. It's called Vera, and then the red one
Okay.
is Vixen. I see Dave nodding. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't had the Vixen yet, but the Vera is like outstanding.
It is. It's so good.
Let's see here.
Yeah, that's a cool spot too. I like going there with the Round the Bend, Castle Mill Day.
Yeah.
It's such a cool sput.
Well, I went
So-
to the District Brewery Yards. I went to their location in Wheeling just the other day, and because they just opened a second location now, so it has Casa
Yeah.
Mill Day, it has Twisted Hippo, it has I can't remember. It's 5 different breweries. We literally filmed there, so
Where
I don't have it all
where are they at in Wheeling?
it's
Where's the new
Lake
spot?
Cook, Lake Cook in Milwaukee, just south of Lake Cook on Milwaukee.
Is it like where the old Ram used to be?
It is. It's in the old Ram.
Okay. All right, cool.
Histrionic was one, and shoot, what was the other one? And Burnt City. Yeah, so it's
Oh, yeah.
5 breweries in one building. So if you want to do
What
a
is
pub
this?
crawl, there you go.
I was thinking how
There
Chew
you
pops
go.
in. He pops in with the answer and he closes his door. Like, oh, there you go.
I know he sneaks in with an answer and then leaves. He was all the way downstairs. He ran all the way up here just to let me know what those breweries were, and now he's going back downstairs.
That's pretty funny.
The
Yeah.
worst thing is when he opened the door, he left his cat in here, and she's bugging me and like rubbing against my legs, trying to get attention. So,
Oh, bite you? Will the cat bite you?
oh no, she's not going to bite me. She just wants attention nonstop
Well, give it to
forever.
her then.
She's just a little love,
Yeah.
little love. Cheers to rest for you in the house as well. Great to have you.
That's my daddy.
Oh, we got Daddy Mel and Mama Todd in the house.
Oh, and she just took the cat, but that's my dad. Hi, Dad.
It's become a family affair. Nice. Cheers. Welcome. And so I think it's the one here, the Vixen Pistachio Cream Ale.
That's the one. Yeah.
And right here in the red can that this picture was taken of.
Yep.
Pretty
That's
cool.
the one.
Pretty cool artwork on it there. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I think the Santa hat gives it away as seasonal.
Let's see. Does it say? It doesn't say too much more about it. Let's see. It's only 380 people had it, and for 374 was the only time they've had it. Let's see here. Average 363. It is a cream ale that people have noted on here. 5% ABV, so not too bad. You can session that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So there you go. What was the one that you mentioned, Shannon?
It's called a Bananarama, I think.
I think it was Bananarama.
Yeah.
Fistful, search like by brewery, Fistful of Ales.
So, we used to go to Our Lady all the time, and I made really good friends with the
What?
bartender, and she left, so we went to another place, and then they had that one.
It actually might come
So
up,
good.
but Banana something.
But it's no more.
Yeah, just search Fistful and it'll definitely come up on there because they just had it within the last month or so.
It's no more. So it's just like.
It's not there. It just says Fistful of Ale,
Yeah,
Nano Brewery. Oh, there it is, Nano Brewery. Yeah.
Yeah.
59 beers they have there. He said, it's just Bananarama?
It's banana something.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me sad because I don't like to have something I can't always have.
Oh, we know about you on 450 North and about that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was.
Yeah.
No,
We're
that's
getting, get on your bad side.
That was in a marketing scheme, is what that was.
I had to call her out today tonight. We were there for a little bit before. Had to go pick her up.
Oh, poor buddy.
I don't see it coming up here yet.
Ooh, God, I have so many good questions.
Was it a while ago?
No, it was just recently.
It was like 2 months ago.
Rosham Banana?
Maybe, yeah. Oh, wait, go down.
Oh, wait a minute, that, not this one?
There it is. That's it. The
Rosham Banana.
There.
Oh, it's not. Well, only 14 people have had it, 11 their first time.
Does anyone know
Average.
Rochambeau? No? Rochambeau? Not
No.
ringing a bell with anyone?
Whatever.
It's a game where you like punch each other in private sections. No?
So they,
Not.
Might be one.
Oh.
so they listed it as a cream ale, which I thought they did, but I wasn't sure.
Well, cream ale is appropriate, I suppose.
Yeah,
4.5 ABV.
because I can't
Doesn't-
do the hard stuff. I cannot.
I've seen you do the hard stuff before.
I,
I mean, they were came in small sizes because we were at the beer fest, but you were doing them for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do. I'm like, what's the ABV on that? If it's above 6, I don't do it because it literally takes 4 beers that are 4% to get me drunk. So
Yeah. Dave, you got a beer as well? Then I'll come back to Todd.
Everything that Revolution puts out in their barrel age series is just top shelf, and
Mhm.
I like them. I think they've overtaken Goose Island in
Ooh.
the barrel aging.
Okay.
So everything they put out, all their variants, even just your basic one, you will not be disappointed with.
Well, what's
So
one of
the
them that you
regular-
had? Mm-hmm.
Their regular, it's like Death Star DETH''S. That comes out every year. They do stuff with rye barrels. They have one coming out, I think, next week that's like aged 2 years and rye barrels, barley wines. But everything with Revolution's barrel age series is just like, put it in the cart I just have to grab this.
I agree with you on that one, Dave. Sure, because everything
Yeah.
I've had barrel aged from them has been like, it's really good. Like we get some
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
Deep Star stuff or whatever, Death Star or whatever you call it. We do get some of those here, but yeah, they're all pretty
you know, and the
phenomenal.
goose is still good, but I just had the regular Goose Island, the Bourbon County brand stout, no variant, and I just had that, and it was still good. Don't get me wrong, it was a good beer, but I'm like, I think the others have, kind of like taken what they started and went above them.
Up the game a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. The barrel aged game from Revolution is rocking right now, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's
Like their
see
coffee,
here.
what is it? The Cafe Death or Cafe Death? Outstanding.
Yeah.
Didn't they make like a vanilla one too? Though, like vanilla. What the hell was it called? I think it was their Deep series or whatever. Like vanilla.
Yeah.
It was pretty. Seemed like it was pretty good.
Well, did they not do one for this year then? Because I see
Yeah,
in
no,
2017 and 2015 and this D-Star, right? Like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. No, it comes out every year. Like they even have it now in the stovepipe in the 19-ounce can.
Okay. I don't know why it's not pulling up with anything then. Let's just
But yeah,
over
like
here.
that cafe one
Here we go.
pulled up, that one's killer.
Well, this one 14.8 ABV. Now you're in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Firepower is fully operational barrel aged imperial oatmeal stout. 4.23 average rate and 41,956 total, 33,819 being unique to it. So it's got a lot of good cross section of people definitely enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely that time to get the barrel aged beers, though. I mean, they're definitely coming off the shelves right now. So
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah. And let me see here. I'm going to mention JT tripped on the table, I guess, as he's walking in. So it's like, damn, JT, run into the show, huh? Yeah, JT trying to get here, man. He's trying to get here, especially with all the Chicago contingency that we have
Chew,
now.
quit being in the comments. Join us.
Part.
Hey, reveal yourself, Chew.
Come on, JT, you're not supposed to drink before the show. Oh, people drink before the show. Wayne, I love their Death series. And Wayne, I sent you a link there on Instagram, by the way. Santa brought me new shoes. So that's what you're going to blame it on? Is it the shoes? Like the old Spike Lee commercial?
No, he's blaming Santa.
What is the
That's
old commercial?
That's a one-way
Old
ticket to the
commercial.
naughty list.
It was the old Air Jordan commercial where it was about the shoes.
Be the shoes.
But would you rather be on the naughty list or the nice list? I'd rather be on the naughty list.
I'm not surprised by that.
Depends on what.
Nice is boring. I want to be naughty.
I'll
You
be
say
on the
you
naughty
can't-
list and buy my own presents.
Yeah, because you know what you want. You know what you want.
What did you have, Todd, for a beer?
So
Anything?
kind of thumbed through my Untapped just as a refresher, and it looks like, and I do remember it very well, and I probably would have mentioned it, but it wasn't from. It's kind of a cheap beer. I say cheap beer because it wasn't this year's vintage, but it was from 2017, and it was the Black Note from Bell's,
Oh, okay. That's
and
a
it
good
held
one,
up
too.
great. Like it was really good. So that
Bell's
one,
Black
and then,
Note.
also I had the Utopus from Dogfish Head.
Black Note had a barrel-aged version of that, too, I believe. One of the most sought-after stouts in Bell's history.
Wow.
4.44 average rating from 47,663 with 36,044 being unique. It blends the complex aromatic expedition stout with the velvety smooth texture of double cream stout and aged combination of freshly retired oak bourbon barrels from. That's two good beers they're putting together there too. Yeah.
Do they actually still come out with that beer though?
Let's see here. Somebody,
Been a while
one
since
of my 2 hours ago, this person posted it. So it should be still coming out, I believe.
Or they bottle aged it.
Yeah, I mean that could be it too. I mean, there's some people that are definitely posting it here. Yeah, this person sounded a long while, still quite delicious. So they may be aging in some of these.
Yeah, so the one I had was 2017. So, but I don't feel like I've seen it in the last couple of years.
You know, I haven't marked that in, so maybe I haven't had that one then. That might be something to add to the list.
Yeah.
Although I'm not trying to buy any more beers for a while because I have so many freaking beers here now.
Yeah, but you say that all the time, and here you are posting new videos.
Damn it, Todd! You don't tell me what I say all the time. I just made a statement.
You totally say that all the time. 100%.
Oh, y'all just gonna gang up on the host like that? Y'all just gonna gang up on the host?
Rod, you do you, brother. Hey, I gotta take off, everyone.
All right, brother.
Sleep and go to work tomorrow. So happy New Year, everybody.
No.
Feel better.
Dave, I have one question before you leave.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
What's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Oh, okay. I can see that because I loved the statement you just made me curious about your zodiac sign, and we're sister signs. We're a lot alike.
Very good.
Yeah, we bring Miss Cleo's cousin to the show every week. So
on the next time you jump on here.
yeah. If y'all haven't checked out Dave on Beer in Front, make sure to check out his YouTube channel. Check out his podcast. He is the man around Chicago for sure. We'll keep you informed, and always appreciate the shout outs there. But you're just blowing up, son, blowing up. So keep doing it.
Just trying to be like you. Yeah.
Shoot, well, just be safe at the airport tomorrow. Be safe at the airport tomorrow.
Yes.
Things are supposed to get easier for that other airline, so hopefully it doesn't lead over to you.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Take
Happy
care.
New Year. Talk to you soon, brother.
Hey, careful.
Great guy. Having Dave on for a bit there, so he's gonna get some rest in those airport hours and stuff. And then I'm not going to say with my beer yet because I've actually got a series of stuff coming out for my top beers for 2022. So
That's not really
Teaser.
fair,
No,
Rod.
it's a teaser. Ethan.
I've got part of the new stuff coming out, top beers, top things to styles and things like that. So there'll be some new things happening when I kick off some stuff here upcoming. So
Hey, nobody watches it, so you can tell us.
yeah, nobody watches anyway. Yeah. But I will tell you the beer that I'm drinking right now is pretty damn solid. It is Moon Moons. It is a dry hopped Imperial Pilsner, 7.5 ABV from First State
I love
Brewing.
the art.
Can is pretty wicked. They do some great artwork on their stuff there.
It's
And then on the backside, they kind of give you a breakdown there as well, which you might not be able to see that all in there, but it tells you 3 out of 5 for the hops, 1 out of 5 for the malt, half of 1 out of 5 for the yeast. But it basically tells you got a nice hoppy up frontness to it. You're not really getting a lot of sweetness from the malts, and the yeast is not taking over because Pilsner is a lager, and a lot of lagers, the yeast is to kind of start a show. This one, they cut it back and kept the hops to start the show, 55 IBU. So very nice. If you're thinking about what hops they actually use, I'm going to put down here to see this. They have one called Sapphire that I'm not familiar with. They also have Magnum, and they have Raku, and then grains are a local Pilsen and a German Pilsen they put together. So that's what they kind of do. So they do some decent beers. So I'm becoming a fan of the brewery, and you'll be seeing more of their stuff get reviewed.
What was the brewery?
First State Brewing.
Do you think that the first ingredient was saffron?
Saffron? Why saffron?
No,
Because-
Sapphire, it's a hop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a hop.
Like a very expensive, elusive spice.
I have had beer with saffron in it before, but it's
Mhm.
usually like the Belgian yeasty type beers.
Yeah.
It just sits a little better in that wheelhouse than with something stout like.
I don't know if I've ever had saffron, but I wanna have something with saffron because it sounds delicious.
So is that Rod? Is that
You got John in the house.
in Jersey?
Good evening, y'all.
Is
Happy
it?
holidays. All of you had a great Christmas.
Yes. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Hopefully y'all
So
were staying
first-
warm. It was cold as hell up in New Jersey.
It's nice here now. It's like 60 degrees.
I was with you up there, so I'm 50 now going into Maryland. So I know you're getting warmer in Georgia. So
Yeah,
it's nice to get.
Yeah, 64 degrees today. How quickly?
Yeah, that's about where we were at today. At 60.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
y'all were talking
Yeah.
about saffron. They add that to rice dishes and things like that. And
Mhm.
I think sometimes they add it to most saisons, farmhouse ales. Am I correct?
I haven't had. I haven't had any saisons. I don't think with saffron in it, but I've had like Mal was saying. I think I've had some stuff from Belgian type things where they dabble with it a little bit. So it's a
Yeah.
tricky little spice, and sometimes you'll get it on like some of the restaurants. They'll do saffron rolls. And
I'm
you'll have
gonna
that
look
nice
up what's the
sweetness from the butter it comes out.
And you don't want to waste saffron on an accident beer either. Like you want to
No.
know
It's
what you're doing
expensive.
with it before
It's
you do
expensive.
it.
It's an expensive one to have.
Because
So
it's a lot
yeah,
of saffron to make a difference in a beer. So that's
yeah.
all. Yeah.
Potent taste too, isn't it? Like
I don't know,
cinnamon,
I
whatever.
never
It's
had
kind of
it.
potent. I think.
Because we're poor and we would never have that.
Story.
It's in something you can tell it's there.
Yeah.
It's not crazy, but you can tell
It's
it's there.
distinct. It's distinctive.
Saffron risotto.
It's like having something with truffle. Like you can tell that truffle is in it, you know.
Oh,
But
saffron and truffle. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like truffle
Because there's truffle butter,
is good enough.
and I use the
don't
saffron.
up with anything else.
Is
I'm
it-
like, I just want to appreciate the truffle.
Is it more in like Cajun foods?
No, I can't even pronounce half of it. Real bolognese. I don't know. That's not what it is.
Bolognese.
Bolognese.
Fennel saffron broth. I don't. Not a pasta con. I don't know.
What?
Okay, let's get with this one.
SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
Yeah. One skillet crispy chicken with saffron, lemon, and red potatoes.
Oh,
That's
that
gonna
sounds
be good.
yummy.
That
could do
sounds
that.
delicious.
Chorizo.
That does sound
and all the
delicious.
stuffing.
Chorizo.
Trees. Whatever.
And speaking of Rod J, you were talking about truffle butter. Trader Joe's, the one I go to, sells truffle butter, and I haven't
Really?
bought it. I tend to buy the garlic butter, especially when I'm cooking some dishes here in my little, quaint apartment. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, so I've seen the truffle butter, haven't tried it, so probably tastes good, I'm sure.
Highly
Yeah,
recommended.
but Trader
It's
Joe's,
amazing.
I got more work
I
at. I'm
knew
gonna
you were
check
the
it
next
out.
one coming in.
It's weird. I don't know what is going on with my thing here.
I
but
am drinking tonight the POG from Scofflaw. This is their passion fruit orange guava. Scofflaw Brewing here in Atlanta, Georgia.
I love scofflaw.
7.5%. Scofflaw. Yeah. I've always butchered. If you see my reviews, guys, I tend to butcher a lot of names, so bear with me. So,
Yeah, I love it. I love that brewery so much. It was so much fun.
yeah, and that's the one I need to go to. I've been to several others here. I've been to Monday Night. I've been to Atlanta. I've been to Wild Heaven. I've been to Tucker Brewery. Obviously, Sweetwater. I've been to Slow Pour, Social Fox. I haven't really gone to. There's still plenty others I haven't. Still scratching the surface. Now will be a year. Next June will be 2 years since I moved up here to Georgia.
So was you in Mobile before?
I lived in Mobile for about 14 years. Yeah. I'm originally from Jersey. I moved down there in 2006. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I knew for a while. I thought you were in or around Mobile area, and then you moved to like
I could
Georgia
ask
somewhere.
him so many questions. I'm so
Let's see.
curious.
Oh yeah. Put your seatbelt on.
JT's drinking a 10 Crowns Czech Dark Lager by Off. Anything from Off Color is always a good thing to enjoy.
I'm
Off Color,
sorry,
everything from him actually had Chew.
She popped in and he just wanted me to say, Schoolhouse Brewing, gotta check it out. Go to Schoolhouse, you're gonna love it. It's in Marietta, in Georgia.
Okay.
Schoolhouse.
Yeah,
Oh,
check out Schoolhouse because they are freaking incredible. You'll love it.
It's funny he keeps running up the steps. Why is he just typing into the comments?
I don't know. He could have in the comments. He needs to get up here and have me.
It's
say
like he
it
wants to
instead.
get on, but he doesn't want to get on. He kind of wants us to know he's there, but he's just not going to go fully all the way through.
He doesn't want to wait for his comment to come up. He wants to have it right then. It's the immediate gratification thing,
Right,
like
yeah,
the Shannon.
Yeah. I'm with you. Everything I've had from Off Color, I really enjoy. Sam's in the house. Cheers, Sam. Sam is over down under. Appreciate you, homie. I don't even know what he's like 18 hours ahead of us, so he's living in the future right now. Are you in the new year yet? Like, no, not yet, but you'll be getting there pretty soon.
Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. Speaking of, and y'all, it's going to be amateur hour for y'all Saturday night, basically. Just kind of kicking in the crib, just drinking and watching movies and sporting events.
Oh, if I could be out in the
Oh,
world.
for New Year's Eve? Oh, we're going to have to dinner
work
that night
today.
somewhere, but yeah. We'll be back before craziness happens.
Yeah.
I'll be at a brewery.
And
I'd
I would go out, but she's already asleep, so it's kind of like, yeah.
One of the breweries I work at is having an event that night, and
Okay.
we're
It'll be
probably
fun.
going to head over. So
Did you do the yoga thing yet?
not yet. Still working on that certification. It takes a little time. So
Okay.
and I'm
Well,
not.
as long as you, if that's still what you want to do, because
It
sometimes
is.
I have
It
ideas
is.
and I'm like, that's what I want to do, and then I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that no more.
No, I'm sticking with it. It's just I'm not bendy enough yet, and I need to work on my bendiness.
Well, you know what? Most people that go to yoga at a brewery aren't that bendy either, and they won't even know if you're bendy or not.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to, tremble and topple over on easy moves or anything either. I need to build up some of my own strength before I can lead others. So
You sure it isn't about controlling your farts? Because I've heard at yoga there's a lot of farting that takes place.
It is.
no, mostly it's me that I can't hold up a quarter with my core. Like I have a weak core that needs some desperate work before
I just have this. Have you ever seen the goat yoga?
Yeah.
So nobody's going to be paying attention to how bendy you are if you got goats there.
I know, but I don't want goats at yoga because they'll drink the beer.
I would goats and beer. Like what the hell? Like do both.
They'll be knocking over cups all over the place.
We going to yoga or we going somewhere down to Arkansas? JT, yeah, catch up with Dave. He'll definitely toast with you as well. And you also got Mal. Well, you got Big Daddy. You got all you guys in Chicago there, so in that area.
Yeah, just wait till July when I have a whole bunch more people here in Chicago.
Well, just wait till March when you guys have the Guinness open up there.
That's true.
That's going to be a big celebration for St. Patty's. That's St. Patty's Day when they open up the one in Chicago.
Or just wait till tomorrow instead of worrying about like 3 months in advance and be like, hey, tomorrow's going to be great.
So that's going to be.
Everybody can get there tomorrow. So
Rod, we just got schooled is what happened.
I love when Shannon just throws it out there.
That's going to be their second brewery they're opening up in here in the States.
In Chicago, it won't be a full brewery. It'll be like a brew pub house type thing.
Yeah,
so they won't be brewing there, but they'll be getting stuff shifted in from Baltimore and things like that. They may have a couple projects there, I guess, but it's going to be nice. They actually have the in Chicago. They try to do the River Green for every St. Patty's Day or whatever. They're being a big part of doing that for this next coming year. So
I'm always down there on the river when it happens. It's super.
Supposedly
fun.
the spot is really nice. They got for it too. I know the people in Baltimore are excited about it to open up there too. So I think a few people here are going up for that. See David, a good one, and Thomas Metal, Eric in the house. Cheers, Eric. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll send you a link here too. Last week of the month where we have like an open panel pretty much.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Gene from John. Tonight's strain is an indica grown in Michigan called Nick the Bruiser. Doing some Michigan stuff.
When I did research before we went to Michigan, it was indica and indica was the one of them makes you sleepy and one of them makes you happy.
I think sativa. Sativa, is that the other one?
Yes, sativa.
There you go.
That's the one I bought.
Yeah.
And I bought so many gummies. Now they're all gone.
All the same.
Yeah. But they started selling in Baltimore in, I think it's June because it's past. And I think the first stores opened up here like in June. So, but they already had stuff they could sell for like the candy type things that are kind of like the TH8, but they had some that were Delta 9 versions as well that were mixed with the 8. So like they have one that was like this velvet candy type rope, and they tell you to take it in force. Don't take the whole thing because it'll really buzz you out stuff. But then they do
more is more.
then they do like the gummy type stuff too. So yeah.
Come on, little one.
She said hello to Thomas. Hey Sam, hey Thomas. Gilbert's in the house. Cheers, fools. Cheers, Gilbert. His Packer's still in the hunt. My version of exercise, run up the stairs to add my 2 cents.
Big
What'd you
game,
say?
Vikings.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to be spending New Year's at my brother's. You know, I'm keeping it PG. I ain't doing nothing. Go over there, watch some games.
Yeah.
See, they're already shooting fireworks right now. It's only December 29th, so they're
Are you sure they're fireworks? Because you are in Georgia. You're in Georgia, so you sure they're fireworks?
Yes.
And in Georgia, it don't matter if it's city or rural. It could be either one.
So I remember
Nice.
I remember New Year's Eve of 2020, with everything that was going on, and I was doing a live and with Jay Terry on. They were popping fireworks all around, and Jay made coming. Well, there's John right now at in a war zone. It was going poof poof everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's nice. Gilbert and Joyce Chappelle on Sunday. That would be a nice little thing there.
Oh, fun.
And then Dave Fuff, like 4 blocks away from where JT is. So yeah.
Or is
They're
it
in
4
the air.
blocks from Guinness, perhaps?
No, he said Dave lives literally 4 blocks away. Because him
Oh.
and Dave, I think, got together for drinks already.
Yeah. Well, I hung out with James too. It was super fun. We went to several breweries. I love hanging out with JT.
Yeah, he's a great time hanging out with him.
Yeah,
I met
he
him in
was
Chicago
fun.
and stuff too. Yeah. And then hey Eric, and then cheers to JT from Gilbert. So I think I'm caught up there on some of the comments. So before you came on, John, I'd asked people on here, like, is there a favorite beer you had so far this year that you've enjoyed?
I would say, and I'm sure some of you probably will disagree with me on this, but I thought it was really good, and obviously there was a lot of attention about this beer, especially the last couple of weeks. But the one from Campanology, the barrel aged stout that sold at it's really Octopi Brewing Company, but they do contract beers for a lot of stores, particularly Aldi's, under the name State of Brewing. And for Campanology, that's sold at Trader Joe's. They did this barrel aged stout that was 11%, and I thought it was fabulous. You know, I was kind of had a lot of low expectations about this one. They had aged it in 12 months, and I picked up a bottle. It was $6.99 for it, and I was impressed with the bottle. I was very impressed with that stout. I thought they did a good job putting that together.
So that's it here. That's it here with the 11% ABV.
Right.
Aged 12 months in charred oak barrels. 3.79 average rate. And only not many people, 728, 713 first time trying it. So you can find some good stuff there at Trader Joe's. That'll surprise you for sure.
You know, and there's someone that posted a story today, and it was kind of a little debate. Not a debate, but kind of back and forth. I said, I know some, not all, but some of the wine snobs, look down on wines and stuff from Target or their brand or Trader Joe's or whatever. But sometimes the most expensive wine is not always the best wine.
They're
Sometimes
fooling you.
We had our daughter went to school with a girl and their parent, and they lived over where they live at, somewhere in
Paris.
Oh yeah, they lived in Paris. And she said when she come back to the States, she went to Aldi because that was the only place she could get this bottle of wine. It was like $6, but it was like, I don't know, $50 bottle of wine over there or something like ridiculous. It was like a really good wine. So yeah, you're right. Like you can't.
That's like if it tastes good
Judge
to you,
it.
that's all that matters. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but it was like a highly sought after wine or something that you get at Aldi for $6 a bottle or whatever. So.
Yeah. And like I said, to each his own, hey, but like I said, I look for the best stuff that, at a good price. And the wines I've bought at those stores, I haven't been disappointed,
No.
Like maybe somebody else like it.
Some of my people I bought wines for, they haven't been disappointed, Oh, you're so thoughtful.
And I bet you if people that were wine snobs came over to your house and you gave them a bottle of wine or gave them a glass of wine and they didn't know how much it cost or what it was from, then they probably be like, "Oh, this is so good," and you'd be like, "Well, it's a $3 bottle of wine," and they'd be like, "I don't like it. It's not very good."
One of the highest
But then
rated
that's
wines that people find out is that people
I
find
know.
out that Barefoot's one of the wines that gets rated the highest, and that's only a $5 bottle of wine. So when people don't know it's Barefoot,
Right. Yeah.
People miss out on so much when they look at the price tag and the label on it. You know,
Right.
But then I've
Right.
had some beer that was $40 for a 4-pack, and honestly, it wasn't that great.
it
So
wasn't worth it,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I know she's
Thank goodness stores like Total Wine and some of these other stores, you could buy a single and kind of make that decision for yourself. Is
That
it
helps.
really to pay the $40 or $20 for a 4-pack of this and that? Try that single. Like,
But do
okay,
you
maybe
all
it's
not
worth it.
think? I bet every one of us could be like, "Oh my God, this is such a great wine. It's so classic and top shelf wine. Oh my God, I bet you never had anything like this." And they taste it and they're like, "Oh my God, this is so good." Like, bitch, that's Franzia from a box in my refrigerator.
Yeah. I don't mean
Love
it
it.
is a perception.
When I used to bartend at Nice Alumni Center, all these professors and stuff we would have served them Franzi out of the box, and they all enjoyed it just fine. So right from the spigot.
Go sit outside, go to a nice park on a nice spring day, just
Yeah.
relax,
I'm
Why not?
happy with Franzia, so why would I pay $12 for a glass of wine when I have a whole box of it for
$12.
$6
Right.
months? It's just like, well, you're the
Since-
fool that buys a bottle of wine for $50 and I bet it's the same shit out of my box.
Yeah.
That's
Since Sam said his two favorites this year have been the Bourbon BA Impy Stout featuring Vanilla Bean, one in collab between Garage Project and the brewery, the other by Bottle Logic, which is funny that Sam gets those just because it's hard to find Bottle Logic here in the States. And then I've never heard of Garage Project, but the brewery we can actually get. But overseas where he's at, he's able to get some of these beers, which is crazy. But distribution is a funny thing.
I wants to go to bed.
But I would definitely check those out.
I'll let her downstairs.
Drinking a Unibrew Raffman Whiskey Malt Ale or Unibrew,
that sounds
Unibrew.
amazing.
right?
Oh,
Unibrew's got all right taste when it comes to beer.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Gilbert had some good choices for stuff. Paul's in the house. Cheers, Paul. What's happening, brother? And congrats to Paul again for now being engaged.
I never did show what I was drinking.
Oh, what are you drinking? Yeah, I don't think anybody did except me. I got to get mouths and stuff too. Yeah.
Her brother brought over a mixed pack of Elysian pumpkin beers at Christmas time and left some over, so I'm drinking one of those. It's the
Night out.
coffee pumpkin ale. Elysian
coffee
Dunkachino is what they call it.
I hadn't seen that one.
I haven't.
Then
either.
again,
That's
I
fine.
wasn't looking for. I've been looking for pumpkins, so
Very coffee forward for sure. It's not bad though.
I like a coffee for beer.
Any pumpkin in it at all myself. But
Yeah. And Lycian does some stuff. I mean, Lycian's another one that takes some slack because they're an AB and Bev, but they still make some decent beers.
you're right.
Did we say what you were drinking, Mal, earlier? I don't think. I know you cracked it open. I can't remember. What are you drinking?
I'm having Ravinia Brewing Company Steep Ravine India Pale Ale. It's a West Coast style. Definitely piney on the end on this one. But I do love the can art. I think the little tree riding the bike. So where
That's pretty cool.
where the brewery started, there's a really steep ravine in the town, so they were naming it for that. But it's just kind of cute, and it says on the back to pair it with hot dogs, laundry, and magic. Because this beer obviously pairs best with hot dogs, laundry, and magic. Yeah, so
Guess-
super fun.
I guess you get a hot dog, do your laundry, and a magic trick at the same time, I guess.
I guess so. And then ride the bike
Yeah.
down the steep ravine with a blindfold on, because that's the little tree has a blindfold. So
Is it a magic trick or is it playing Magic the Gathering?
it just says magic. So I think it's
So-
magic trick.
Whatever, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Or maybe watching magic on TV, watching The Hobbit or something. I don't know. Harry
But
Potter.
now,
Watch the Harry Potter
you might
movies.
ride your bike down the hill with a blindfold on, so who knows?
It could be a magic trick. It could also be a
drink
trip
enough
to the
of those,
hospital. Who
might-
knows?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah. But then do you play Magic Carpet Ride while you're doing it too?
you could.
Has
I
anyone
would say
watched the
probably
new
so,
Willow
but,
show?
Yeah.
Has
I've
anyone
seen the trailer for it. I haven't watched it. I wasn't a
I-
huge one in the movie though back in the day, so I don't know if I want to watch it or not. But
I rewatched the movie and then tried watching the show. I've been enjoying it. It's nice. It's an
Yeah.
unusual cast of characters. Usually the cast is very cut and dry. You know, you have the adventurer guy, and then you have the smart one, and you have the wizard one, and you have, they all have their own little roles. But this is a little more mixed. It's interesting. So if you're into fantasy, it's not a bad show.
no,
What show was that?
Willow.
Willow.
Oh, Willow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the movie from the 80s. I remember not really being as much into it, but then I've liked sci-fi fantasy more probably since then. So I don't know. I might give it a shot. I guess it's so hard to find times to get these shows in. So
You should, because the original movie, Val Kilmer was freaking amazing in it, and actually the lead guy that played Willow, he was only 17 years old when he played that role.
Oh, really? Okay.
He was only 17. Like I found that out on IMDb as we were watching the show, but I thought that was really interesting. He was only 17 years old, and he's like in his late 50s now, or his mid 50s. Playing
that would be about
now.
right, because when I would have seen it back then in the 80s, I would have been like 13, 14, something. He probably would. He'd be a few years older than me. Yeah. So he was just
out in 88.
Yeah.
Kind of fun, though. If you like fantasy adventure, it's definitely a fun one to check out.
Yeah. I did see the teaser trailer for Snowfall upcoming. I'm looking forward to that for the final season.
Final one?
Yeah, final season upcoming for that. And it's a mid-season finale already for this week for what you call him? Kevin Costner's show.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, yeah. So see what happens this time, if anything. It's been a little slow this season, but
Yeah, it's still good though.
Yeah. So
it's still good.
I feel like they're trying to struggle to come up with some of the different things. And then it was like last week they showed you a preview. I didn't watch it for 1923, which I might end up watching at some point because I like Helen Mirren, I like Harrison Ford. And then they dropped somebody else in there too that was like, how are you getting these actors? Like Taylor Sheridan, who are you paying off to get all these people to come out and do your stuff right now? Yeah.
We haven't watched last week's episode yet, but we saw the first episode. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like worth checking out more stuff.
Yeah. Because you watched the other one too when it was
18
Faith and you like that one too. So
Tim Elliott and Tim McGraw, and that was a good one too.
These are gonna be like Walking Dead SVU things. We're gonna have like 3 or 4 of them going at one time again.
Well, kind of what's cool with that is like it's the first family that started it. Now 23. It's like the second. So like the little boy in that one is like older in this one. So it's kind of carrying on to where it's going to be at today. Eventually, I assume. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
To where it all ties together, but it's kind of cool though how they actually have done that.
I can't hate him. He's making those dollars, putting these shows together. So, Paul, I don't know if you're working or not, Paul. If you're home and you want to come up, just let us know. I'll send you a link as well. $2 Chuck, wines made good and cheap. I always hear about $2 Chuck. Hey, Paul, it's your CT.
Good.
I usually shy away from overpriced beer. More than $5 for a pint, give me a break. It's only beer. I mean, it all depends what you get to. I mean, I just paid the most I've ever paid for a beer with the Bourbon County 30-year anniversary. So that was $49, $49.99 for that one. And then I saw another place that finally I'm getting it with $39, so I could have saved $10. But I mean, the average price of it is around $50 for that bottle.
Yeah.
Different things they do. So you only live once, and you can't take it with you. So, and if you got it, you can use it, I guess. So I don't know. now that I monetize and I get stuff from YouTube from time to time, I can all write it off as part of the business. So it doesn't really bother me too much. Yeah. I'm operating like Trump. It's all about getting the loss. Most loss. Yeah. Why don't you pay tax? Because I had all losses. So yeah. You seem pretty rich to be losing money all the time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, rich. File bankruptcy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, that's the system. So yeah. What's Revolution Industrial Tap Room to get Deep Series, but it blew up. I seen a 4-pack of 12 for 45. Oh wow! So they were basically 11.25 a can for that.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Revolution have something that high before.
I feel like it's 40 something ish for that and for the the Deep or the Death or however you say it series for a 4-pack around here. It's like $40 something, I think.
But I mean, you do have prices going up on beers from some of the different spots, depending on how they do it, because of some of the costs with grain and some of the costs with aluminum recently. But I've seen some of the 4-pack, like other half right now, I think you're paying anywhere. Usually their base stuff about 18 or 19 for a 4-pack, but a lot of their stuff's like 25 to 30, I think, for a 4-pack now with some of it. So it's incredible.
Yeah, it's getting pricey. We chose an expensive hobby.
Yeah, it is now. Because all these snobs are a part of it. Yeah.
I guess leave us alone. We don't want you to do it anyway.
As soon as I go to a beer fest, I see people with bow ties. I'm out.
I mean, it's not as expensive as like RC cars or anything, but
Yeah.
Still chose an expensive hobby for sure.
You're right, Gilbert. You ain't living till you have wine on tap. That's right. Gonna have double Broken Hill, tropical Broken Hill for New Trail, Golden Monkey for Victory, and Big Hazy from Sierra Nevada when I get home. Oh, nice. So you are at work then, probably. I guess headed home. You got it already lined up. Very nice.
Hey, it does.
Does a box of wine count as on tap? It has it has a spigot, so we consider that on tap. So. All 19.2 ounce cans, all above 9% ABV. Oh yeah, those are all session beers for Paul though, so he'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they're sitting on the counter waiting for him to get home, and then he's going to pop the microwave to heat them up just
nice and warm. Yeah, I've got a video coming out with. I think I released that right now. Mary Monkey. I think I released that one for Christmas week. So that was from Victory. That was their Christmas version of the Belgian. Got them all as sheets for $11.27 for all 4. Oh, nice. That's not bad to get that for those 4 for sheets at that price. At Warwick Davis, good guy.
Oh, that's the guy who plays Willow. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, Paul's a big film type buff, especially some of the older type things. So
that's
him
so
in PA,
cool.
He's a big fan because that's where they made the original Night of the Living Dead over in PA. Not where he's at, but in the western part. So he goes out there and he does stuff and goes. He's real big into a lot of that, checking into that stuff too. And he has another podcast he does with another friend around some of the different movies and stuff too. So Paul's got a lot of good stuff happening. He's not just a beer drinker. He's got a little culture too. He was also, he was a leprechaun. Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He was. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was totally him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome in real life. I bet he does a lot of the, what are they, like the different festivals where they go to, the what's it called?
Not Comic-Con, but one of the...
Like Comic-Con. Well, Comic-Con is like one and stuff like that, everything. Because like Alan, EB, he goes to a lot of those stuff too for his kids. His kids are big into cosplay and stuff, so he goes to them. And I bet you could run into him at something, especially with the series back. With the series back now, you probably will have him out in some stuff.
For sure, yeah. I would think so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to one years ago. It was in Chicago, actually. And this was like in the 90s when X-Files was really big. My wife was big into X-Files, so we went up there. We both used to watch stuff, but she was really more into it than I was. But the guy that played Skinner was there. You know, the guy in charge, the bald head guy. And women kept trying to rub his head. And he told me he couldn't do that. He's like, his wife did not want women rubbing his head and stuff. But it was a big thing. All these women wanted to rub his head. I mean, Yeah. So.
Hey, Rod, just remember the truth is out there. It's fine. It's out
Truth is out there. Trust no one. Yeah.
there.
Working ATM at Pop Tart Land. I'm working at the moment. Pop Tart Land. Bow ties and classical music. Nah, yeah. They need to stay at the wine fest. Don't come to the beer fest with that.
I'm sorry, I have to go back for 1 second. Is Pop Tart Land like Legoland but edible? Like how? What? What is
I mean,
Pop Tart Land?
that's where Paul calls where he works at. But Paul, I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think it's actually making Pop Tarts, but I think he just calls it Pop Tart Land. Although
You never
working in a Pop Tart factory, if you ever want a snack, you got some good snacks to choose from.
I'd like to see a giraffe made out of Pop Tarts. I like Legoland style. I'd
Yeah.
like to see this.
Giraffe.
So funny thing that you mentioned Lego. So last Sunday, I was watching part of 60 Minutes, and it was like one of the coolest things I saw there. You know, they do like the first two stories, the news stories, and the third story is kind of a news story, but they're trying to make a feel good story to end the show or whatever.
Right.
And there was this girl. She was 16, and she loved Legos as a kid, and she basically ended up building stuff from Legos. And really smart. Like I forgot what they said. Her IQ was like 160 or something and everything. But she would actually program on a little tablet what an image would look like. And no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Legos. It was Rubik cubes she was using.
Oh,
She would solve the Rubik cubes to match what she needed for the portrait. So if it was like a red had to be 3 blocks, a blue had to be 2.
Wow.
She would solve and she like reconstructed like one of the famous pictures of Marilyn Monroe. She did all kinds of stuff. And she ended up getting hired by companies where she pretty much puts these things in portraits and sells them now. That's like her business. Like Rubik cubes are all over the place. And like her parents stuff help her.
Pixel art. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool because they're all framed up and let me make them find it on here. Let me see if I can find
That's
it
crazy.
here. Rubik cube.
I mean, pixel art's cool anyway, but like to do it with Rubik's cubes, that's insane.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
That's more than my mind can handle for sure.
I can't play it because I play it.
Solve a Rubik's cube to save my life.
But yeah, it was. She's called a cube.
Like 2 sides, let alone doing artwork with it.
Her name. She goes by the Cubist online.
Kidding.
Let's see if I can find her here. And Rubik cube. Okay, let's see here.
How old is she? Do you know?
She was 16.
16. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But this is kind of an example of like a work she was working on here. Go back to my Sharon. Not from that one. Let's go to this one here.
Well, that's funny. It looks just like me.
Right?
Amazing work. Amazing.
She hasn't even
Wow,
met me
that's
yet.
incredible.
Yeah. So this is like what she does.
Oh, wow.
And so she'll match up the cubes to make the images on here. So like here's a picture she'll do, and then she'll get all the cubes to solve to get the right feel for what she needs on each cube. And she just rolls them out. She like here, the Campbell suit, the famous I forgot who that was with the picture they did, Bonnie and Clyde. She just does all these things. She did the Mario one. There's one like Wonder. Like these are all just Rubik cube stuff that she was doing on things.
That's crazy.
I think so. Well,
Honestly,
she did the
you
Mario
buy the
one.
cubes- No, you buy the cubes and you peel off the stickers, and then you put the stickers where you want them. It's all good.
I think that's a different Mario. That's a bottle cap one, but she did one with the Rubik's cube. I know, but yeah, but it's kind of interesting just how she does it. But it was 60 Minutes that they did it this past Sunday where they showed her on here, and let me go back here. I can show it. She looks like here. But it was just intriguing watching her do this stuff there. It was just like, wow. Share. So this is her right here.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one that was actually doing everything.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's like some of the artwork and stuff she'd actually done there. Well, not that. That's something different. That's a commercial for cheap.
I'm not seeing a commercial. I'm just seeing the link that you clicked on.
Yeah.
The Google search or whatever it was.
Oh, you're not seeing it?
No.
Oh.
No, I just see the search page.
Let me try this here. Oops. All right, try this again. Okay, now you see her. You see Jane Pauley there.
I see a lady in a red suit.
Yeah, but this is like she draws it up there, and then she takes the cubes and puts them down here.
Oh wow!
And so
It's pretty amazing.
she just solves it like with no problem. It's the funny thing. It's just like do. Here we go. Like this is one she's doing, and then it's like bam. Those are like Rubik's cubes that she's used for that. She did one at Tupac, which is pretty awesome.
I know, but where does she find Rubik's cubes that have like those?
That's the one she did at Marilyn Monroe right there. I mean, look at that.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, well, I don't think all those colors.
We got the yellow, the green, and the red. They're on the cube.
Well, in that one, but the last one with the face, like the green.
Oh, I think Rubik's. I think Rubik's does variants of their cubes.
Oh, do they?
Like you can see, yeah.
Okay.
And I think she has the thing where she works with Rubik's. She was actually Rubik's wanted to bring her on as an ambassador, but they wanted to control what she could actually make using the cubes, so she turned down that deal. There's only Tupac back there. It was pretty cool. But look at all these cubes everywhere. That's where she got commissioned at for stuff there.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I don't
16. I mean,
Rubik's cube with black cubes though. So I've seen a couple of her art things that had black. So that's the same thing. I'm like, I don't remember seeing ones with those color variants. That's fun.
There's that she may have gotten them specially made there, like the Mickey Mouse and
that Tupac one. It's cool.
Yeah.
I forgot how many thousands they sell for these things for, but yeah, she sells them. She gets commissioned. People say, "Can you do this?" And she draws it up, and then she puts it together. So it was just kind of amazing on the stuff she was doing there. But 16.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Always an opportunity somewhere, right, for people.
Right.
You never know how old you'll be when you find your skill.
Paul says he literally is making. Are you at Pop-Tarts now? He's a maintenance supervisor, so they are making Pop-Tarts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you got good snacks around then.
Can you make a giraffe?
What's up, Emerson in the house? Cheers. Drinking to forget the year, right? We talked about it early on, like 20, 21, 22, and how bad of a trilogy it's been. So we'll see if 2023 is better.
We can only hope.
What is up, artists and berserkers from Willy Wonka? Yeah, that's some crazy stuff with the Rubik's cubes for sure. JT says, "Hey, let's see, Rubik's cube art must be heavy as hell." Yeah, I mean, don't drop it, right? Don't drop. Oh my God, be that guy that drops it. That'd be a Mr. George video. Mr. George, how much you paid the new guy? Too much. Andy, those ones are pretty funny videos. I don't know if you saw the Mr. George videos; they're pretty hilarious with some of the stuff. Yeah, Andy Warhol, she's done that. Yeah, just paint the sides the same color. It was way faster.
You just peel off the stickers and switch them.
Paul has the painting talent as well. But yeah, people used to do that and he actually asked her during the interview, like, have you ever thought about just changing the stickers off and just moving them to where you needed them? And she's like, no. He's like, why not? He's like, because I think it's easier just to solve it. And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I won't ask another question about that."
You must have very short fingernails.
Yeah.
You need
When
the
you see,
fingernails
yeah.
to get in there.
I mean, when you see her, and she's like looking at the cube, and she's like, "Oh, I need this red book," and she throws it to the side, and it's just like there were times people struggled with that damn thing, threw it against the wall, or took it apart. Like she just no problem. But hundreds or thousands of cubes she has to go through, depending on the size of it. So,
I'm
but it's
pretty
cool.
sure I've
I
never
like
solved
it. I was
one.
intrigued by it. You never saw. I don't think I saw one either. So
No, I'm pretty sure I've never solved one ever. And
Yeah.
I do think of like puzzle game things in general, but that one just doesn't work for my brain. I don't know, something about it. I got nothing.
honestly, until I saw that, I didn't even know they still made Rubik's cubes. I thought they were like I hadn't seen them in so long. I figured that they were off the market or something, and then I saw that story there.
Yeah.
She may be keeping them in business.
Our daughter
be.
has one, and I can never solve it. So you
And
download
then-
the cheat for it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, really? Not.
And then the guy asked her, like, well, how many times did people, because you know if you have Rubik's Cubes around, at some point people step on them, which aren't always the best feeling. Like, how many times did someone step on the Rubik's Cubes because there's so many laying around? She's like, daily, like somebody stepping on one of these, like, you're a yell. Like,
God, I can tell you right now, I've been drunk once or twice, and I've never stepped on a Rubik's Cube. But that's partially because I don't have one. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Makes sense.
I mean, if you have kids
It'd
around
be
that have them,
really hard
they
to
probably
step
leave them
on one.
around. I mean, people step them all the time before. Depending on how many you have around there, you know, that's not paying attention or whatever. But it's like those little Mattel race cars. You step on those sometimes too if you had a bunch laying around.
Or like the Legos or something.
Or
Oh,
the Legos are always bad.
No,
Yeah.
I had jacks when I was a kid. My dad outlawed jacks
Ooh.
in my house because
Outlaw Jacks. Yeah.
yeah. Well, because RS Pirate, who was here, he refused to buy me jacks as a child, even though I loved to play them.
Yeah.
Because I would leave them around the house and he would step on them every single time. It was not good. So
Yeah.
jacks are unpleasant to step on for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, when that's like the cube and that's like the Legos and stuff too. So I mean, yeah. He's like, Mal, put your shit away. Oh. She said, wait, Todd, where are your curtains?
There's part of them.
Oh, there they are. There they are.
They're
Oh,
still
you're
here.
at the side of the table tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
She was coming in with the curtain comments.
But JV's not here, so somebody's got to pick up the
Stepping
slack.
on the jack way worse than stepping on a Lego.
Oh, James, you're so right.
You know.
I would
Either
think-
way, so I was gonna say either way, it's still gonna be a pain in the foot.
a lot of cussing going on for sure.
Yeah. No, they're still the same spot. He said, "There they are. You moved on me." No, they were still. They've been there for the longest time, but yeah.
Well, no, we went to their house. We know where the curtains were, and we were confused because they're sitting on the side of the table. Because I can see the reflection of your kitchen. I now am oriented.
Yeah.
I know where you're.
This goes out to their backyard behind me.
Yes, I figured out where you're sitting now, so I know where your curtains went. We're all good.
Joe's in the house. She was finally dug out for the. I was going to send you a message earlier today, see how you were doing there. Joe's in Buffalo, so he's been dealing with that. Yeah, last 5 days, I imagine. Much worse for so many others. Hope you're yeah, definitely. Hopefully, you're doing okay there now. And crazy seeing all that stuff. Now you guys got to worry about it getting too warm and rain coming and possibly flooding there, from what I understand. So can't buy a break. But on the other side of it, you know, maybe this means the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl, because you have to figure when the Bills will win it when hell froze over, and I kind of feel like that's where you are right now.
Sort of.
So. Those are the Bills in the Super Bowl. Yeah, when hell freezes over, well, we might be there right now. So
Kind of, sort of the same. Yeah.
seems like you guys have the team to beat. So
Ladies
although
and gentlemen, place your bets.
Joe is a Seahawks fan, just for the record, but you know he's in
You're
Buffalo.
right,
Yeah. But if you want to come up, brother, let me know. I don't know if you're home there and you want to come up for a bit.
Come on, Joe, just like old times.
And JT says, "Hey Joe," and his next comment is coming up slower on here than my other screen. Says, "Are we saying Buffalo is hell?" You might not be wrong. Yeah, they've been giving the hell that man. That mayor deserves to get all the stuff they're getting right now. That was some bad planning on the city's part for all the stuff that happened, and sadly for all those people that died. I think I want to say the count last I saw was near 40, I believe, that have died because of this storm. And then now the fear is as the snow melts, they're going to find more bodies. That's just terrible. That's a bad situation. Buffalo's had, I mean, a city that wants to get out 2022, it's got to be Buffalo.
Right.
With the shooting, with the blizzard, with the other weather taking place, it's got to be definitely a city waiting to turn the page. So I say, yeah, they're all idiots. They put a driving ban in effect like 4 hours earlier. So many lives have been saved. Yeah, it was terrible. With the news stuff that were taking place there, it's crazy. That's all I can say. It's sad. It's sad to have that actually happening.
If we got that kind of snow right here in our city, like it'd wipe out the whole, like it would be away alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I sent you
there was a snowstorm, Michigan, west side of Michigan on the 23rd. We were supposed to be heading up to Detroit area to see his family for Christmas, and the road that we took, or the road that we were supposed to take, I ended up having to work on the 23rd, so we didn't leave till the 24th. But on the 23rd, they had a 20 to 30 car pile up, and I think like 10 people died or something. It was really, really bad.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and you know, 23rd, it's right before Christmas. Everyone's traveling for that, and it's just so hard to. It's no good.
Shannon was showing me pictures of that earlier. It was like Grand Haven, Michigan, or something.
Yeah.
It's like
It was on 94,
light
which is
poles
the
were
road we
like-
usually take.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, this storm did so many different things. I mean, my wife was trying to show me a video last week, like in Seattle or Washington, where people had to crawl down streets. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't even walk or whatever. Like they had to try to crawl and they were sliding everywhere. And yeah.
Yeah, it was
She
craziness.
was showing me TikTok videos of that, like people, emergency, fire department, whatever. They were all just like sliding down the hills and everything.
Yeah.
I sent you a link on Facebook, Joe, if you want to pop up. My entire life is the worst I've ever experienced. 70 miles per hour wind, gusts right 2 days, 2 to 3 feet of snow, depending on where you live. 6 to 7 foot drifts, just insane. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it made me think back to the storm, and they mentioned it with that one. I don't know if they found out if this was worse or just as bad or what, but the 1977 storm was a huge one when I was a kid. Because New Jersey, we had like 8 foot, 9 foot drifts. Like basically, we would come out of your level, like we were in the bottom level of an apartment building, and you'd have it higher than the freaking patio. Like people would tunnel to get to the main sidewalk through some of this stuff, and this was right on par with that, if not even worse.
Well, in 1989, we had a storm in where I lived in Illinois at the time, and in the morning after, we looked outside and we couldn't see our cars. There were 2 cars in the driveway; they were both gone completely. Like it was piled up so high you couldn't see anything. Both our cars, the boat was gone. Like it was just 8 feet of snow in front of the house. There's nothing we could do. So yeah.
It was in Rochester, New York for Christmas. Didn't get much snow, but the wind was relentless for 30 hours. Cannot believe we didn't. Wind was a big problem in a lot of spots too. And Joe's dad experienced both and said 77 was only worse because it lasted longer. Mm-hmm. This was more destructive for the 48 yard. Yeah, 77 was bad. It did last for a while there. I mean, it was like there was more. I mean, at least I was only like I was 8 years old when that happened and stuff. But I remember just like the aftermath of it. But I know before, like people were flooding stores and stuff to make sure you were stocked up. And some of these people in Buffalo, because they didn't do the alarm so late, some people didn't have stuff, so they had to go try to get stuff, and they got caught out in it. And it was just some bad administration planning. Yeah. I would say watching that mayor, he's like the one guy. I guess he was a county guy that was kind of criticizing him on stuff, and they were interviewing a mayor, like, what do you say about so and so saying this or that? He's like, well, I'm not going to get into that because I just want to try to make sure we recover. It's like, dude, acknowledge you messed up. Acknowledge you messed up. And you're trying to make things better. Like he's trying not to acknowledge you messed up or whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Live and learn, I guess. But politicians going to politic.
Yep.
Yeah, they were going back and forth like a bunch of kids. You both done effed up. Just so, yeah, that's what it gets down to. Take the responsibility of it, So, but I'm glad to hear you're okay, buddy, and nothing. Well, you're in, and Jack's all right, and everybody else. Hopefully, up there is doing good shape. But one of my old friends, one of my old bosses, they live in Buffalo, and they had to move Christmas to Monday from Sunday because nobody could get anywhere for Christmas when it happened on Sunday and stuff. So hopefully they were able to go ahead and do that and everything because Monday was still a mess for a lot of people too. So it just sucks when shit like that happens.
No, JT is right. I see you said being on the west side of the lake, we actually didn't get that much snow. Honestly, it was only like 3 or so inches. But those wind gusts were monstrous. I mean, you had drifting and like every time they cleared a road, it was covered again. If there's any kind of clear space next to that road.
Yeah.
So and then it ices up as soon as it touches the salt. So yeah, it got a little interesting, but yeah, he's right. 60 degrees tomorrow. So I'm looking forward. It hit 59 today, according to my phone. So
yeah,
all the snow's pretty much gone now.
We're mid-50s tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wish I could hop on those soon. Hopefully, we'd love to chat with y'all, especially since I've never chatted with Mallory. So
I know I would love to chat with you, Joe. That would be super fun.
Joe wants to be your new friend.
For a while, it's not new friend.
Yeah, well, new friend on the live stream.
True.
Yeah.
By the way, Todd, the beer man will go out next month when I can get the beer store and get it out.
No rush.
Just everyone in the snow, stay inside. Don't need a politician to tell me that. Well, you don't unless it's going to be like a blizzard. You don't know it's not just a regular snow, and you don't have any food. Like they're supposed to minister for planning and stuff for people to let people know for alerts and everything. So
yeah, we have a habit of stockpiling everything. I mean, we pretty much have double or triple of all the things. Got
a prepper mentality. You guys are prepped.
Right.
Not necessarily. Where I grew up, I mentioned the snowstorms, but I was also right on a river, and that river would flood. So whenever that river would flood, we would be trapped at the house for several days. And it was just kind of a thing where I tend to keep extras of things just in case. And, it's not necessarily, I'm not prepping for anything. It's just like, I overbuy, I guess. And that served us really well during COVID. I'll tell you what, we never ran out of toilet paper. So
there you go. You're ahead of your game on that one.
It's not like I'm not preparing for the worst thing that could possibly happen. It's just I'm like, oh, we only have half of that pack left. I'm going to buy another pack. I don't know, but it seems to work out okay. So.
Yeah, as long as it works, that's the thing there. Yeah. JT said I hardly leave the house when the weather's nice. So I hardly have to go anywhere either. But I don't really keep a lot of stuff around too, except beer. Beer, I'm good. Beer, if it snowed, I have nothing to worry about there. And I know the history of beer, and I know that people use beer to replace food back in the day. So I could probably get through just drinking beer as my only nutrition for a few days.
It has calories. I mean, there's some energy calories in there.
What was the radio guy in Cincinnati? It did the 40 days.
Well, yeah, for the last 3 years for Lent, he just does a full beer diet.
Really?
Yeah, he loses like 60 pounds each one. He gains back about 20 or so, he says. But yeah, that's what he gives up. He gives up food and just drinks beer. Oh, technically, beer would still be a food, I guess. So.
I mean, you have grains and
Yeah. Biggest issue with them not seeing the driver ban earlier, all the businesses in Buffalo open and workers got stranded going there. And they're leaving when they close, right? Because they still have people coming to work. If the ban would have been in play, people wouldn't have went to work.
Right.
If they would have seen the ban at 5 a.m., wait a minute, did I read that twice? I think I typed in there twice. Yeah, because the folks in charge. Storms are coming, hit the beer store and stock up, sons, right?
Oh,
beer and whiskey. Just in case it gets a little too cold, you got the whiskey there too to hit you.
Yeah, we just did one of our Christmas videos where I took all of the beer in our garage and laid it out on the table. And It's a lot of beer. I didn't even get into the beer fridge. This was just the garage beer, and it was a lot of beer. I'm like, oh my, we have a lot.
Like,
Yeah, I got beer bleeding over from my beer fridge into the regular fridge now. So it's like that's supposed to be food in there. You got beer in there. Oh, I ran out of room. I got to keep it cold. Just keep cold. Right on the can. Keep cold. Keep cold, drink fresh. It won't be here for long. It's just in there right now, just right in the room.
That's right. That's right, too. Beer has enough nutrition for a little bit of time. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
We're stocked. We're zombie apocalypse. We're okay for a little bit for sure.
Yeah, and I got bombers too. So that's like 2 beers for each one of those. So I'm in good shape.
There you go. Yep.
10 by half acre. I love it. I got a half acre beer. I'll be doing a review on. I actually picked up when I was in New Jersey.
few of the
No, is it half acre Chicago, right? Or is it Wise
Yeah.
Acre?
Yeah.
Half acre. Yeah, I got one of their beers.
I don't think
Daisy
I've had
Cutter?
IPA before.
Huh?
the half acres, and they're really good.
Yeah.
For what I've had, anyway.
I've never seen a one. The one I got is a Daisy Cutter Pale Ale. I ended up picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, how the fuck I get this? I couldn't get this in freaking Cincinnati, which is closer to New Jersey. But yeah, I'm in New Jersey and I can pick it up somewhere. So he's still being a menace to the comment section, sons. Gilbert's always going to be a menace.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, people have survived on all beer. Yes, indeed. Yeah, they used to feed prisoners beer rather than feeding them back in whatever age that was.
Well, heck, sign me up.
Yeah, wasn't the high ABV like we have now, because obviously they had to have the prisoners do some work, but it was like the grain and everything.
Slits, whatever,
So it says Truefield offers for magazines, online outlets exclusive rights for when he actually shows his face, like celebrities who do the same for the first baby pictures.
Hey, one of our singing videos, he showed his face. You saw it. It's like an elf face.
Yeah.
He looks like a Santa's elf. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that Joe's asking that question because if you watch live streams with Joe, on about 90% of them, Joe doesn't show his face. He just talks behind the avatar.
I've seen him do this a lot.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's all of his thumbnails.
That's all his thumbnails. That's his thumbnails. Yeah.
I remember back when I first met Joe, and I think it was Drunken One, and then we always did live streams, and they never showed their self on camera ever. It was I didn't know what they looked like for a long time. I was like, okay.
Actually, I do have his baby pictures. I could probably get some of that online.
Oh, you totally should.
His mom gave us all of these old albums, so I have all these old baby pictures of him. So I could probably do that. He's gonna come running up here and yell at me in a second.
She would be like Wilson on Home Improvement, where all you see is like the hat,
right?
Because the fence is covering it up. And he's like his hand. Chew would be just his hand. That was it.
Yep.
I don't think they do it anymore for any prison, but back in the day they did it over in Europe.
Yeah.
And that was also because when they had issues with the water supply too being bad. So you didn't have to give them as much food. You couldn't give them water. So beer actually sufficed worked in. I think more people want to see my talking avatar than myself. So I'm doing the people a favor. Come on now.
Come on, Joe.
Joe, you gotta do better than that. If you see Chew's face, you'll turn to hops. I had to wear special glasses and a hat.
That's right. James, the only one in here who's seen. Well, no, Rod, you've seen.
I've seen Chew. And
Todd
Todd's seen Chew. Yeah.
But like for the chat, anyway, James, I think, is the only one who's seen him. Yeah.
He's like Bigfoot. He's like the Bigfoot lore through beer tubing communities now. People are like, Chew doesn't exist. Like, I'm telling you, I've seen him. He exists. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He does not exist out there. I've seen him with my own eyes. He's got this Raleigh Fingers mustache. I'm telling you, I've seen him before.
Yeah, that is one heck of a mustache. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh.
For sure.
I need to put up a thumbnail looking for Chew or something. And I'm like, like on the side of a milk carton. Have you seen this
There should be
person?
like a hashtag Chew sighting or whatever.
Hashtag looking for Chew.
Yeah, there we go. Careful, he's gonna make that a thing. He's watching this. He's gonna make that a thing now.
He's gonna have a video with you out with binoculars in the woods somewhere. Like, I think I see a Chew.
I think I see a Chew in the wild,
And
guys.
it's gonna be him running away. You still won't see his face, but you see the back of
It'll
him
be a
running through
shadow
the
in the
trees.
shadow
You
in
can
the
see the
woods.
back of him running with 2 4-packs in his hands.
Right. Chew's writing this stuff down. I know he's writing this stuff down right now. He's
I
downstairs
know,
with a
I know.
notebook.
He's literally jotting notes right now.
I got her next script, Mal.
We just wrote the movie for him right now.
I just want to be in the credits. Put me in the credits, Chew,
Right,
if you do
exactly.
it.
We might do that for next Oktoberfest because usually it's him searching for me to have the beer. So for next
Yeah.
Oktoberfest, I'll be searching for him with the beer. Oh,
Light beer good for the kidney. Kidney is healthy and flesh, although I don't believe it. Well, I mean, a beer a day. They say beer, 2 beers a day for a man, 1 beer a day for a woman, or wine, or whatever. I mean, they have different things with it, for bone strength and for
1 a
kidneys.
day? Oh,
They say 1 for women, 2 for men.
Oh.
I didn't write the rules. I didn't write it. That's just what it says out there. But I think they're looking at it being like lighter beers, like Trez is at like 5%. So I mean, we drink bigger beers than that, but it's supposed to help the system.
Speaking of 1 a day, Chew.
Little help, Chew. Little help a sister out.
It's empty.
The pitter patter to feet up the steps.
I hear him shouting something, but I don't know what he's yelling.
It's definitely gonna be covered up. Like, yeah.
Well, when I finally saw my face, we have jumped the shark.
What does
He's
jump
like-
the shark mean?
Be like the Fonz.
You remember Jump the Shark? Like Jump the Shark is when a show has hit its
Is
limit.
that Fonzie?
You remember Happy Days when he did Jump the Shark episode?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
Fonzie.
That is now symbolized when the episode is when it's
I
down.
gotcha. Okay.
When the show
It
is
took
like
me a
headed
second.
down.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's like the pinnacle. Once you jump the shark, it's all downhill.
You're like, this is it. It's all.
Yeah. Which I never had a problem with him jumping the shark episode. but,
Okay, guys, he brought me 2, so you got to help me pick. I
Jerry,
have
at least gotta wave. See your hand.
Oh, he needs you to wave.
There he is.
He's like Mr. Hand, like the Mr. Bill. Like,
Yeah,
help me out, Mr.
and
Hand.
Bill, yes.
Oh no,
he's
Mr.
crawling
Bill.
on the floor now, guys. I don't know about this. I saw you back. Don't get to
He's going to the other side.
There you go.
Oh, there's the backside. Okay. He brought me 2 though. I have Around the Bend by Around the Bend Brewing Company, Vixen, the one that I was talking about, the pistachio cream ale with cinnamon.
Nice artwork.
And then he brought me Great Lakes Brewing Company Nosferatu, which
Oh,
is an imperial red ale.
Nosferatu. Just Nosferatu.
Nosferatu?
That's always
All right.
good. It's weird seeing it in can. It's weird seeing it in cans now though, because I've always gotten no bottle, so now they
You're
can
right.
them too.
I
Yeah.
love the can art though. That's super
Yeah.
pretty.
Can you see my butt?
I can't see your butt, darling.
What are we magic? What are we magic?
Oh,
We
there's
magic
your
Mike now?
Oh,
Is
now
this
we
magic?
can.
Is this Magic Mike Thursdays now? What the
Yeah,
hell?
he's twerking on a chair.
It's more like Chippendales with Chris Farley when he was on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to my husband's butt twerking on a chair.
Yeah.
Looks like you can get to.
He just started laughing so loud downstairs.
Yours is damn right, Jones. Busy season at work. All done. Gonna accelerate. Just keep posting those Facebook memes. You're about due for 30 days. Gilbert's got the funniest Facebook memes, I think,
Oh,
people
he
out there.
does for
It's
sure.
always hilarious, the shit he's posting out there. Like Bear isn't good for anything, Trez, right, JT? Just copyright a hashtag Chew sighting. He's already got it out there.
Hashtag
Did you buy the
chew sighting.
domain? Has the term "jump the shark" actually jumped the shark at this point? Probably
I think
probably
so.
has. Yeah.
Obviously.
What would that be called when the term becomes its own, like becomes itself, so to speak? It's kind of like, yeah, jump the shark has jumped the shark. Now where do we go? Yeah. That's when worlds collide at that point. Like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
We don't know. We've never been to this point. If you'd have flipped Todd the bird, I would have lost it. Don't worry, Chew will be back up again, I'm sure. The only appropriate answer is double fist Mallory. There's no choosing in this situation.
Oh, actually, you're
Right.
right. I could have just taken both. You're correct.
Good beers, Walter.
Oh, he's out there yelling at me. What? What?
I gotta get my exercise.
Oh, he's getting his exercise.
Joe said this is
Now
Now
PG.
winded.
He said this is a PG rated Steam, Chew.
He says it's a PG rated Steam.
Oh,
It was.
That's what-
Not even-
That's what Joe says, yeah.
no.
There's his
Yeah,
PG
that's
version.
I think we're only PG rated out because Shannon's not here again. Where did she go? She go to sleep? She just disappeared.
No, our daughter's got friends over, so now she thinks she has to go entertain everyone.
Well, she had a stack of questions she was going to ask. She just took off with the question cards.
I know, right? I was
Hey,
counting
I'm
on
gonna
those.
holler for her.
I'm like, she's supposed to do these questions she was going to do. I'm going to go get a beer. So I'll let you and Mal entertain while I go get a beer here real quick.
Oh, you don't
At least-
have a
at least-
one
at least-
up for you.
No, I don't have a Chew to go pick it up. Chuber. You should call him Chuber. I see. Every time he goes to get you stuff now.
I have called him Chubert before.
Yeah, but Chuber, because he's going to pick up stuff for you. It's just like Uber, just Chuber.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I'm going to trademark that before he does. I'll be right back.
Wait, you just made you.
Oops. Oops.
Yeah, I'll do me. I do me.
Oh Lord.
So Todd, how have you been? How was your Christmas?
It was good. Uneventful. We
We'll have to send you more curtains for that window.
No, don't. That was nice. Yeah, we did. We always have our kind of Christmas with the family stuff on Christmas Eve. We always do it at our house. So Christmas Day, depending on what her schedule is. Although she was off this year, so they didn't wake up until like 1:30 in the afternoon. So
Really?
yeah.
Nice.
She
Do
probably
you guys
didn't go
have
to
any fun traditions?
So I always make breakfast on Christmas morning. Although
Aw.
this year it's Christmas afternoon, so but I always do like scratch gravy, biscuits, bacon, scrambled eggs.
That is so sweet. I love that. That's cute.
So when I used to work in the sales before what I do now, I used to have like outside sales reps, like regional sales reps. They'd always send us like boxes of homemade sausage from where they were from. I don't remember what, and bacon and like some I think it was ribeyes and
Wow.
it was a big old box. It was nice. So I just kind of started doing it way back when our daughter was a little kid. So now it's kind of a tradition. So
What's
even
up?
at 2 o'clock in the
I
afternoon, I
love
was like, so do I still do breakfast? And they're like, yeah, you better make breakfast. I was like, okay. So I still did it.
I think that's wonderful. That's so cute.
So as a tradition for us, that would be it, I would say. That
What's up?
leave at our house.
What's up, Flicks? Cheers, my friend. If you want to come up, let me know. I'll shoot you a link as well, as we're kind of just kicking it here.
Yeah,
And,
Rod, I was just
I don't think I've
asking
had you
Todd-
on, so yeah, let me know. Hmm?
Rod, I was just asking Todd any fun Christmas traditions that you always do. Just out of curiosity.
No. Sleep in.
Well, sleeping in
That's
is
about it.
one.
No, I don't really. I'm not a big Christmas hyper. I don't really. I'm to the point now. It's always like I've never been a huge Christmas person. I was always very picky to actually get stuff for it anyway. So for me, it's just like just take the day and just relax and chill, and I go with it. We went to New Jersey this year because now we're closer to where my mom's at. We went up there, but it's just like. Yeah, I don't really have like any type of thing to really do for tradition.
How'd that go? How was that trip?
It was all right. It was good. It just brought back too much beer, but outside of that, so
Well, that's the obvious, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's happy because we were able to go see her now because we're closer and stuff. So it's really
Well,
good
yeah.
there. She had one of her friends invited us over there, but it was like so many people. We didn't really feel like eating or anything like that, and it was just like, it was all right. It was good to see her, but I like my space to chill and just relax and kick back too. So I enjoy that time off. So
How about you,
So,
Mel? You got anything that you all do
Yeah,
or anything?
she ran up here to tell me too in the time that Rod was talking. Um, so my
Just
my
tell him to
family.
grab the chair behind you and pull a seat up. I mean,
I
come on.
know, I
Shoot.
know. But my family was pretty straightforward with Christmas, nothing crazy for traditions. But his family was a little different. So when I married into that family, I found out some new things. So one thing uh, for his family, when everyone gathers together, even though there are no children under 16 now in the family, he still dresses up as Santa Claus. Chew dresses up as
really,
Santa Claus.
okay.
And they have a seat for him right by the fireside, and every single person who gets a gift has to sit on Santa's lap to receive that gift. And there have to be photos taken of every single person in the family, and it's a fairly large family, so that's time consuming and amusing as heck for the great big uncles that still have to sit on his lap.
right.
It's and his own mother sitting on his lap for Christmas is like it's interesting.
I like
And
you all noticed that.
But only on the holiday. Only on the holiday.
Here's the funny part. I've seen him do this.
Kind of weird, but,
Here's the funny part. I've seen him do this several times. And 2 years ago, they were getting him in the suit and everything. And he turned. He's like, "Wait, I need a pillow for the front." And they were like, "No, you don't." And he's like, "No, I need a pillow for Santa." And they're like, "No, you don't need a pillow anymore. It's okay." Just 2 years ago. And I was like, "Oh, guys, you're killing me. You're killing." No, this is terrible. Super fun though. But he does the full beard and like the Santa glasses and the hat and everything. Like it's full out. They shouldn't put him in front of the fireplace because it does get a little toasty.
Yeah, well, I can imagine.
Yeah, so that's fun. And then his parents actually have a really cute tradition, which his father passed away about 5 years ago, and I was super close to both of his parents. But when they first got married, they moved in together, and it was right around Christmas time, and they didn't have money for their furniture in their place yet that they had moved into. So on Christmas Eve, they slept on the floor next to the Christmas tree because they felt it looked lonely. So now every single year, when I gather with him and his sister and her husband and their 4 children and his mother, when I gather with all of them, on Christmas Eve, we all sleep on the floor by the Christmas tree so it's not lonely that night. And it's a sweet tradition. I kind of love it. I hate sleeping on the floor a lot. But
yeah, well, as you get older.
It's such a sweet thing. And, the grandma and the adults are all fighting over who gets couch space versus floor space. But, we make it work. And
well, that's why you have Festivus and Feast of Strength. You can settle it right here. Let's go, Granny. Let's see. You want the couch. Go for it. Make a move. Make a move.
She would take me down in 2.5 seconds flat. This woman survived 50 years of marriage and breast cancer. I got nothing on her, honestly. Yeah. I'm a gnat. So, but it's a very sweet tradition. I do love that one a lot.
It's got a nice little sentimental thing there. JT said, "Now we all know too much. I'm scared." That was about the lap sitting now, I think. So, yeah, Gilbert said he's trying to get kicked off Facebook for 5 years. It ain't working. I can't get kicked off of there. So, I'm going to crack open my second beer here now. So, and this is one of those beers. Oh, I got to tell you, if Joe is still here, Joe, if you're still here, brace yourself for this one, son.
I was going to coconut.
This one, this is one that you might like
Or
try
it
to
could be
try,
an
try to
overrun.
lick. You might try to lick the monitor or something. But this is from Imprint Beer Company, and it is their smoothie. Which, again, this type of style, are we
That's
really
good.
going to still keep calling it beer because
Right.
it's really something different? But it is Morello cherry and coconut,
Oh my.
and in the glass.
Oh my.
Looks like a milkshake.
That
Yeah.
looks amazing.
That's some
It
smoothie.
does look amazing, right? Smells amazing too. Mm.
Which, if Joe was still on here, I'd have a question for him. What if they made a coconut flavored Oberon? Would he like it or no?
He'd have to at least try it, right?
I mean, I would
Oh,
think
that! Oh my God! Oh, fuck.
but he loves
This
coconut.
is-
Hates Oberon. So
This is so fucking tasty.
Todd, hold on. Todd, hold on. Rod needs a moment.
This is yeah.
He's having a moment.
I think you already had it.
I may need to go off screen here in a second.
Black yourself, yeah. Put your yeah. We don't need to see this, Rod.
You about to get a little bit more information, JT. This is some good shit right there. Yeah, I got a couple of smoothies that I got reviews coming out on that were different ones. This is right up there too. That might be my favorite style this year that I've had in this type of stuff. I don't feel like it's beer. I just don't feel like you can keep calling it beer. It's like fucking beer shake or something. Like you're drinking a milkshake with these things. I know Wilford Brumley's in the bottom of all these cans. Like just keep drinking.
He's pointing up at you. If you look down through there, he's like, diabetes, baby.
Yeah.
So one of the breweries I work for specializes in smoothie sours,
Mhm.
and they use so much puree for every single one of them that it's thick. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, this is thick too. Yeah. I mean, look at that.
Crazy. Yeah,
It's like, yeah, it's just like, what the hell are they doing?
it's like eggnog thick. It's craziness.
I mean, you get a beer stash from it. It's like, what the hell? That is not beer. Like all these people say, like, oh, I don't like beer. I like beer. The New Jersey, the hotel we stayed at, the bartender, we were talking to him the last night before we left, and he was like, he wasn't as big into beer and stuff. He was telling me. And I was like, well, what kind of beers? You know, we're talking about kind of different stuff he liked. He said he's all right, this, I like, but he liked a lot of sweet drinks. Like we went to the Caribbean, he had like a lot of the daiquiris and stuff like that. They really liked. So I said, well, you go back over to the place down the street where I knew where he was at. It was where BJ from BJ's channel, he does stuff, and he works at the beer store I went to, Joe Canals. I said, you go there, yes, my buddy BJ. Tell him you're looking for Imprint Beer Company and one of the smoothies. I guarantee you actually like this, and you won't believe it's actually beer. So
Right.
he's gonna go check it out. But it's just like, this is like, I drink these and I want to be back in the Caribbean, just on the beach, eating jerk chicken again.
Oh yeah.
I could just, if they had this down there, I'd probably just, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and move everything here right now. We're good.
Oh,
God,
Yeah.
no, I want jerk chicken. Why did you do that? Oh.
This is so fucking good.
I lived in the Caribbean for 3 years now. That's all I want now. Oh,
Yeah.
choose-
Go ahead, beer stash.
oh. What? Oh.
He said what?
She said,
Oh, beer stash.
this is for your beer stash. I don't know if you've seen these, but it's made of silicone and
Ah.
it goes on your glass somehow. Chew usually handles this, but it's to protect your mustache.
Oh, from that. Well, this one.
While you sip.
Yeah. Mm.
It would be a little easier to show if my beer wasn't so full, but
Oh, he's
Yeah.
got one that fits on the glass now?
Even
Yeah,
more
what
than this,
the
even more than
like-
sip, you can chug this. Yeah.
yeah.
What are you saying, Todd?
No, for his mustache. It was like you had one that fits on the glass now, but he had one that was just kind of like hold it up and then drink it.
There you go,
Strange.
Rod. Rod, you got a thumbnail now.
Yeah. There you go. This is some good stuff.
Strained carrots by Gerber.
Yeah. I can actually see that analogy there. I can see.
I
the
love it. I
comparison.
love it.
Yeah. It's Rado's face.
I'll be back.
So I saw that comment while I was taking a sip and nearly spat all over the place.
Yeah.
So I need to stop looking ahead in the comments. It's not good.
Yeah. No, this is actually pretty tasty. I mean, it's like a beer shake. That's how thick it is. It's just like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a milkshake of beer type thing. It's crazy.
I don't remember the Kids in the Hall skit that JT mentioned though.
Girl
I
Drink
watched
Drunk.
Kids in the Hall, but I don't remember that Girl Drink Drunk. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I always remember the pinching the heads. I remember that one usually. When he's in the park and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm pinching their heads." Like that was a stress reliever when you pinch people's heads. Yeah.
I got you, Rod. I got you. I got you.
Pinching their heads. I thought they were bringing them back. Maybe they brought them back earlier this year.
I don't know.
Oh, I forgot. I put in the comments. I gotta see if this thing actually works. I put a thing in there and whoops. Did not mean to do that. Kick me off.
I'm gone.
There
I'm
we
gone.
go.
Oh, I'm back.
I got two keyboards because I got like two screens over here for computer, and I got the main one over here, so I was typing on the wrong one there. But
You're
I put
so
a thing in
high-tech.
there. I'm like, I got these for work here, but I'm like, I never thought about doing this before. Because I said, let me try this. So I try to work it this way. See if it does this thing. I put a thing in there so you can actually ask a question and put exclamation point 8 ball and do the magic 8 ball.
Ooh.
If you have a question for the 8 ball. So I just typed in the thing and it says 8 ball says I think so. So I didn't ask the question ahead of time for anybody who wants to play the magic 8 ball. Put a question out there. Put a question and the exclamation point 8 ball, and the 8 ball will respond with an answer for you. Oh shit, we about to go crazy worldwide, never seen before on the channel. We got Dan from Flex. What's up, dog?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's
How's it
happening?
going?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Hello, Mallory.
Welcome.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
You guys know each other, right? Or
Not really. Just kind
We've
of.
never
No,
chatted.
you
No.
never been in the circles? Never been in the circles? Okay.
No,
Guess what?
I mean, I dropped a comment on a couple
Same
of her
here.
videos, and yep.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I really
I
enjoyed I enjoyed the Hot Butcher tour.
Me too. That was super fun. I was so like, it was terrible.
This is what I do, Dan. I bring people together. That's what I do.
There you go. And the world goes round.
The world, yeah.
But honestly,
So-
you guys do crack me up. I don't comment on every video I watch because honestly,
Yeah.
there's so many BrewTubers. I try to watch as much as I can, but you can only
It's
do
tough.
so much. So,
Yeah.
but I love
I'm the
watching
same
your
way.
chat. I love watching your videos because you guys make me laugh like nobody else. Honestly, you guys crack me up. And I found you through Joe, who was on here a little bit ago, and now he's gone. But yeah, I'm so glad I found your channel because you guys are really funny.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. Yeah, Joe's a good guy. We
For sure.
we hang out with Joe quite often. Actually, we live like an hour and 15 minutes apart, so it's easy for us to get together.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
So just cracked open
I was gonna say, would you pour
Some,
yourself there?
some Genesee dry hopped mosaic cream ale. It's
Mm.
from their. It's they do a lot of like tap room exclusives, and this is one of them.
Nice.
I think if they canned like and distributed like half of the stuff, like I'd go bankrupt. I really would.
I'm trying to ask the 8 ball question, but I think I typed it wrong.
Well, while you figure it out, I mentioned Nosferatu Imperial Red Ale, but I didn't like actually talk about it. So, Nosferatu Imperial Red IPA. Obviously, it's an IPA. 8% ABV. Don't be afraid of things that go hop in the night. Rich roasted malt flavors haunt the shadows of our Imperial Red IPA's bitter teeth. And it's got a bite for sure. I mean, malty front, but yeah, there's a bite to it for sure.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed that from Great Lakes Brewing, and it's one of my favorite red IPAs to actually sit back and enjoy, and never treated me wrong. So never bit me. You know, get it? Because Maserati, yeah. Anyway.
Dad joke alert, guys.
Yeah.
Dad joke alert.
I enjoy Great Lakes in general. It's a solid
Yeah.
brewery.
Yeah.
We used to make it a point, every summer we'd pick a weekend and we'd head out to Cleveland, and to make it a point to hit up a couple of places, because they had a couple of places on Triple D that we found, like Melt Bar and Grilled and stuff in Cleveland, and but always make it a point to stop by Great Lakes and check out their offerings.
Yeah.
That's one I haven't been to yet, and I do really want to go. My husband has issues with Ohio. He went to University of Michigan and has problems mentally.
Can he say
literal mental problems with this?
Can he say? Is he able to say Ohio State?
Oh no, he can say it.
Well,
Usually
people in Ohio don't say it. They just say school up north. They don't say Ohio State. I mean, they don't say Michigan. They say the school up north.
I mean, he's usually swearing when he's saying it, but yeah, he has issues. Like he chose to only go to Ohio if he needed a bathroom for a long time. There was a whole string of
Wait a
things.
minute, you need the
that were
bathroom for
going
a
on.
long time, or just he wouldn't go for
no.
one?
Oh no, on road
I'm
trips,
gonna go dump in Ohio.
Right.
on road trips, he would drive out of his way to stop by Ohio just briefly. I find it problematic because there's a lot of great breweries in Ohio that I want to go to, and he's like, "Oh no, we're not driving over there." I'm like, "You're stupid. We are so driving over there." And TK's over there. TK's over in Findlay, and Findlay Brewing was lovely. I love Taft Brewing. That was excellent. I had a lovely time at Taft.
When did you go to Taft?
On the road trip when we were in the Midwest.
Shit. I mean,
yeah.
It would have been last year. I would have been there because that's when Taft is right there in my backyard. Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, I loved.
Did you go Urban Artifact?
Fun, huh?
You go Urban Artifact?
No, we only hit two in Ohio.
You didn't go Street Side. The Street Side's one of the best secrets in Ohio. Street Side. That's why I took Todd and Joe and them.
But getting Chew to admit anything in Ohio is okay is a little tough sometimes. I mean, just the mental block of I went to U of M, therefore Ohio is terrible, and it drives me crazy because I don't have an issue with any other state. I'm super happy. Any state that has a brewery, I am good to go.
Well, you got to separate.
It's not as simple on that.
You have to separate the football from the beer.
I know.
I can understand this because for a long time, Ohio State was kicking Michigan's ass for a long time. So I can understand that. So, but the beer, 400 plus breweries in Ohio now. You can't be cutting that out. That's not a good beer.
All right. So, does anyone else know the history of Ohio versus Michigan before the colleges, before any of that? So he just popped in and said they stole Toledo from us. I'm going to take a moment and take you back in history because Ohio and Michigan are the only two U.S. states that have had a civil war against each other ever. In their civil war, it was a battle over Toledo. Who got to keep Toledo? And Michigan ended up getting the UP instead. Ohio got to keep Toledo. But in that war, that civil war that they had, a total of, I think, 3 pigs died. This is their civil war. 3 pigs passed away in this war.
It is a lot of, yeah.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of, like, viciousness between them for some reason, and I can't quite, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, if it's over
Illinois,
Toledo,
and I just try to not cause waves if I can. I'm an Illinois person who's trying to like hide in the middle and not be noticed. That's what I do.
If it's over Toledo and the UP, I'm going to say Michigan won. That's me.
I would agree.
I'm going to say they pretty much won. So I'm like, you're not losing much by not having
yes.
Toledo.
Well, they both felt like they won because they got something. So I mean,
if it was over Toledo, then Ohio won again. So which way you look at it.
I mean, I don't know. It's an odd thing that is a long-standing historical problem for me because I want to go to the breweries in Ohio, and my husband is cranky.
Well, he should go to them because there's a lot of good breweries in Ohio.
Oh, there are great breweries there.
I know a lot of people go to Michigan, so I think they got past it. They're probably pissed off because they got Toledo. They're probably like, this is screwed up shit. We need to give Toledo back. Can we have some more to give it back?
Ohio's like, hey, can we have the UP now? Because
But the 3 pigs, we'll raise it to 10 pigs. You can take Toledo with you. We'll give you 10 pigs for that. Yeah, Toledo's not helping anybody right now. But 10 by half acre is a similar style. He spent time in Canton State next to the Fathead Brew Pub. They make some good beers, but we pretty much drive to Ohio as fast as possible. Now, why are you going so fast to Ohio, JT? Some good stuff there. But Fathead does make some good beers.
To Ohio, there's all the road construction.
See, Trez is in Ohio, but Trez is Michigan. He's a Michigan fan. He would have been down to Cincinnati when you went to Taft's. That's where Trez is, Cincinnati.
Trez, you and Blue need to hang out because
next time you're back to Cincinnati, let Trez know. Yeah. Yes, the Toledo War, JT said.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio got Toledo, Michigan got the UP. Yeah. So I mean, 1835.
James is right there with me. See,
James is a big. He's a big history. He's a big history person, so he knows that. Michigan's all-time win-loss record. When I tell Ohio State people that, they get really pissed off at me. They probably do. You can't spit facts at them, Trez. You can't.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, truth be told, I think I got it here. Let's see.
Who's bringing facts to a pig war?
Right. Do I have it here still?
I hope that's a beer fridge.
No, it's not a beer fridge, but trying to see if I have.
It's actually the history of Michigan and Ohio. You gotta dig out the other.
Unless I got rid of it when I moved. I don't think I would have got rid of it.
Gotta love our random conversations here on this channel. It's so fun. Who knew they'd be learning about the Toledo War here?
I have one college jersey here outside of West Virginia.
Oh. I hear you yelling downstairs. I can hear him yelling right now.
I one of their helmets. I used to be a Michigan fan.
Wow, that's really loud.
Is that Desmond Howard?
He's like really shouting really loud downstairs, like
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Michigan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a fan. I got one of their mini helmets right here somewhere too. So yeah. But
you just made his day, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He just got so freaking excited. Like that. Our neighbors heard that. For sure.
My first bow I knew was Bo Schembechler. So yeah. It was caused by a faulty surveyor line desirability of a Lakeport City. For the Civil War thing. She says, Trez is a man. He's all happy now with all the Michigan love. Yes, sir, Mr. Chu. Oh, now we need you to hang out with
all the Michigan fans coming out.
Didi, oh my God, you say Michigan, right? So Didi, did someone say Michigan Blue? So he lives in North Carolina, but he moved from Michigan, so he's a Michigan man as well. So
so we got another
funny
one.
How you said Michigan.
Now just out of the woodworks.
Yeah. It's like the bat signal went in the air. Everyone's like, I see the M. I see the M.
Yeah, that's literally what's happening right now. And it happens all the time. It's crazy.
I'm going to knock on the door. It's going to be Des Howard standing out there in a second. Did you call? Did you say something happened here? You said Michigan, right? Yeah. Says, I have newfound respect for Rod. he said, dang, Rod. Rod pulled out the jersey. Yeah, I got the jersey. Before? Newfound, higher level with the newfound.
Chew, are you saying you didn't have respect for Red before? Because we're going to have trouble.
This is the fun of Toss One Back Thursday. You never know what's going to happen on this show. But yeah,
you're going to pull jerseys out of random bookshelves behind you is what's going to happen.
Just random. Just pull it up random. Like, I had no idea you had a Michigan jersey there.
They're popping out like Todd's curtains. You never know what's going to happen.
That was random, though. How random really was that, though? That didn't seem very random.
He didn't know I had a Michigan jersey.
Yeah, but you kind of pulled it out pretty quickly, though. You didn't like have to.
No, you didn't see me digging through stuff over there. I was digging. I didn't know if I still had it. I actually had a Michigan jacket too, but I did donate that to Goodwill when we moved. So I had to get rid of some stuff. It was an old starter. It wasn't a starter. It was a New Era jacket, I think. So
starter jackets were the thing back in the day, though.
I still have a starter Carolina Panthers coat, though. That shit. I'm surprised I didn't wear it last weekend because when it hits like 5 degrees, it's got like that George Costanza Gore-Tex. For those of you who watch Seinfeld, you remember the Gore-Tex episode?
Yeah.
That shit will have you sweating when it's like 5 degrees out there negative. Like, what are they stuffing here? Oh my God, the 8 Ball was right, Shannon. You missed it. I asked the 8 Ball earlier. I said, 8 Ball, will Shannon come back?
What did it say?
It said the 8 Ball says, I think so.
I would have said no, probably not.
Yeah, the 8 Ball knows. You can't doubt the 8 Ball. So yeah, if you would ask the 8 Ball a question, ask the 8 Ball. The 8 Ball's live in the comments. Standing by. So now they're muted doing whatever they're doing. So all right. Let me see. Did he graduate in 2000? Chu said. Michigan with championship. You gotta do it the right way. You gotta hit exclamation point 8 Ball. Exclamation 8, the number 8, and then ball, no space, and then say, will Michigan win championship? And they'll answer you.
I didn't see the last part you said. That
What last part?
You said dash ball and a bunch of other words after that weren't written.
Rod, maybe give those instructions to Chu again. He's had several beers tonight.
Let me go back up to the Shannon comment here. So you have to put it in like this. Exclamation point 8 Ball. And then you can ask your question after it. Like I said, will Shannon come back?
Aw.
And the 8 Ball says, I think so.
There you go. 8 Ball.
So if you go that way, you put exclamation point 8 Ball. Will Michigan win the championship? You would get an answer from the 8 Ball.
Got it. I understand now.
Yeah. So Chu, you can ask the question anytime you feel ready. Or you can give your zodiac sign to or give your zodiac sign to Shannon and she'll let you know.
She already knows all that.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It answered Chu. Chu said 8 Ball will Michigan win championship. It responded back. The answer to that isn't pretty.
He must have bought the 2010 version.
It's giving it a try.
Yeah, if you ask it nothing, it just gives you like an answer, but you have to, it's not going to tell you what the question was because you didn't give it one. She says 8 Ball is BS.
See, when you all say 8 Ball, I think of a pool ball, or I also think.
I
know what they're talking about.
I thought you were going to say the drink in the 90s, like the 8 Ball.
No, that's a highball, Rod. That's a highball.
No. In South Central, there was an 8 Ball.
Isn't there some kind of drug you can buy in an 8 Ball?
8 Ball. That's 8 Ball. Yeah, I think a drug. I thought it was a drink or drug or something. Yeah.
No, it was like heroin or something like that.
Yeah, it's in one of the Easy songs. I can't remember offhand, but yeah.
Oh, FLX got a crap answer too.
Well, the Cowboys choke in the playoffs again. 8 Ball says, "Who knows?" You know what? With the Cowboys, you really can't flip a coin. You can really flip a coin there. But since Dan is here too, since Dan wasn't here earlier, and I gotta go get another beer here in a second. There's the Cowboys jersey.
Cowboys. Okay.
He's not having good answers for the sports questions.
No, I'm more focused on that Hot Butcher sign in his background, to be fair. So.
Yeah. Hot Butcher rocks, man. I love Hot Butcher.
Well, you gotta get up here and visit us, and I'll take you to the tap room.
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome. I think.
Yeah, you are pretty close, aren't they?
We're a 40-minute drive to the tap room, so we got this.
Oh, Buffalo and Chicago.
Yeah, I think I looked it up before. I think if I were to drive, it's like 11, 12 hours, something like that.
And they go through Canada, or they have to go around.
Have you been to Canada?
When I was 19.
I don't know who you were asking.
Oh, look at that. See, you like my sports question.
Have you been to Canada, Valerie?
I actually haven't. I've been to Europe a couple times. I've never been to Canada. But she used to go there to drink just on weekends because he grew up in just north of Detroit. 9 Mile. No, yeah,
8 Mile.
9 Mile. Warren, Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he told us that when you
Yeah.
were. Yeah,
He
told
grew
us
up in
that.
Warren, Detroit. So he and his friends would go over to Canada to drink on
Yep.
weekends. But I've
Back in the day,
so-
19, you could drink, you could go do everything. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, it
you
used
didn't
to
need
be-
like a passport or anything like that. You could just
No.
Well, the year before I went to college, the drinking age used to be 18 in the States. And then the year I went to college, it turned to 21. And I was like, you sons of bitches. But fake IDs were born, and I was still okay. So my 8 ball, I said, will Georgia win the championship? And it said, might actually be yes. Versus Chu saying, should Shannon have another drink?
I will if I want
And it
to.
responded, who knows? Like, you know what? You can't figure out Shannon. I respect the 8 ball on that. You can never figure out Shannon, so I respect the 8 ball on that. Play it
the
safe,
best
play
part
it
about
safe.
college football this year is Alabama can't win the championship.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, that's true. It's not possible.
Who wins?
Because they're out.
South Alabama.
I will applaud that.
So here's a question that you'll see, right? So
Oh,
Ohio State is in. They got in, and if Georgia destroys Ohio State, and let's say Alabama destroys their opponent, watch the backlash that come out about them putting Ohio State in and not Alabama. Like, because it'll be like Alabama only lost their 2 games in overtime on basically last second drives, right? And so they could have been a better representative possibly than Ohio State. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens.
I don't know you took anything.
I am going to be right back in a moment.
All right. So you said he was 19 or 20 as well when he was up there. But Dan, since you got here later, one thing we were talking about earlier, like for 2022, is there a favorite beer that stood out for you?
Yeah, I mean, a couple. I think one actually recent. I mean, I know a lot of people like they pick the most recent thing, but really recently, Joe had brought over and shared 2013 Bourbon County Stout barley wine,
Okay.
and it aged to perfection. This was probably one of the best beers I've had. Not even this year, just in general. Just it was on another level.
Blew your mind.
Yeah, just the way it aged. I'm like, why don't they make a barley wine every year? That was my question. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good.
Right, yeah. So they bring back the coffee instead.
Yeah, they had the barley wine this year, but I that's the one I couldn't get.
It was hard to get, yeah.
Yeah. And the other one you had to be in Chicago as a proprietors, but I got all the other 5.
So
Yeah, I
Dan,
mean, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So you did the mystery beer with Joe. That was from the Bo and Luke. You guys did the mystery beer. On
Yes.
that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember watching the video. Yeah. Trying to throw him off on that with the smokiness, like whatever. Wasn't sure.
Right. Yeah, that's a good mystery beer. Definitely. That's a good one. I think as far as like other good beers I've had this year, the Hot Butcher Fat Bear, their peanut butter chocolate
That one
stout.
that one's very good.
Yeah, that was really good.
That one's
Unfortunately, I didn't really like the Coffee Bear as much. Like, it was weird. Like, I don't think the coffee added anything to it that I was missing.
right.
If that makes sense.
So do you get stuff from Hot Butcher? Do they
I
send
do.
you stuff?
Yes, we do. We do.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think
no,
all the things I've had from Hot Butcher, Joe sent me in a beer trade from like extras that he had that he got out of their packs or whatever.
yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, we try and do that too. If we get like any extras or whatever, we try and share them or whatever. Because like,
Yeah.
you know, to me, it's like that's the right thing to do because everyone should try some Hot Butcher, in my opinion.
Well, especially if you can get your hands on it, other
Right.
than through the websites or whatever, where you're going to pay
Yeah.
a certain amount of money for it. It's like it's kind of nice. Now, Ron,
Yeah.
no, you don't get that's the other half.
Somehow I fell off the Hot Butcher list. I don't know how.
I mean, I literally live 5 minutes next to the other half. Like, so.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. It's.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah, Joe used to be our other half sniper. That's what we always called
Yeah.
him, sniper.
Yeah, here I get it.
Stuff, in beer church or whatever.
I get it everywhere now because they have one of their spots in DC, and I got like 3 or 4 stores that have it now. And even when I went to New Jersey, I was bumping into stores that other half. So.
I at this point, I can go to my local Wegmans and pick up other half.
Yeah,
it's a pretty awesome thing. I mean, because to this day, like if I take like an other half beer and hold it up against something else next to the shelf at Wegmans, there's like it's not really a lot of comparison. Like what I mean, other half still like,
Looking
oh
at
wow,
it
this
on
is good
the
stuff.
shelf, just looking at it on the shelf, or you've had
Well, and then probably
That
the name.
what you
I mean,
about it, or just the name, or
Yeah, just like other half people used to wait in line. I used to wait in lines for hours for this.
yeah, it was one of those
When
beers.
when they first opened up the FLX location, you would wait in line in the dead of winter for hours and hope that the pallets of beer hadn't run out.
That you
And
still
you-
could get some, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And to go from that to be able to go to my local grocery store or local gas station and buy a 4-pack of other half is.
We don't have that here.
It's great.
We don't get
It's
that
great.
here.
that
We
says a
don't
lot-
get it here
No,
either.
but that says a lot about him because it's like I kind of feel like he's going back to where I say when they say limited edition or everybody wants this, like the zombie dust with you when it first came out.
Yeah.
You were like, I gotta have it. I want that. And now you don't give 2 shits about it. But he gave a shit about it then, and he still gives a shit about
Yeah,
it.
but
That's-
Yeah, but other half's kind of one of those that don't put out the same stuff all the time. Like it's always changing
right.
too, though.
Yeah.
And
it's
Like
not
it's-
just the
that's not
brand.
Yeah.
Okay. I get
No, but the brewery makes really good stuff, but they don't always make the same stuff. You can
Right.
buy.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
The
So like it might be
limited
something new, so you're like, oh, I need to get it.
It's the manufacturer, not the beer.
And there's still limited edition stuff that, don't get me wrong, you have to go to the brewery to get. You can't get in the grocery store. I mean, but since they've opened up other locations, they distribute pretty good. And there's a certain types of other halves. I can go to the grocery store and get this.
So how
but
do you feel about limited edition beers?
I don't like line culture. I think some breweries got better during first of all, the pandemic sucked, but for beer nerds, the pandemic rocked because the pandemic is the reason you get so many
So
beers
what
in
if the
distro.
pandemic never happened?
If pandemic never happened, I think there would still be a line culture, and I think that sucks. I mean,
I've never listened. I never waited in line for a beer fight.
at a certain point, it's kind of cool because you're waiting in line with other beer nerds.
Yeah.
But at the other point, I like waking up if they say we're posting this at 9 a.m., I wake up at 9 a.m., I reserve my 4-pack, I go get it at my own leisure, and that's cool. But
that's kind of the way like 450 North does their stuff now because of the pandemic. Like it used to be, go to the brewery, stand in line for 3-4 hours if you're lucky to maybe get a 4-pack of something. Now it's all online. You can order it, pick it up on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Go pick it up, and
He just made me think about, like, I've always been so against like a limited release. You can have this, you love it, you'll never get it again. And I'm like, I hate that. But you just said something that made me think, okay, now it kind of makes a little bit of sense. Like the line to get there, and you meet different people in the line that have the same interests as you, and it's not all about the beer, it's about the experience.
part of it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It almost harkens back, like even before beer, back in the day, growing up, waiting at GameStop or your local video game store.
Little Madden, yeah, get old Madden that night. Yeah.
Like, I used to play with my buddies. I used to play a bunch of like Gears of War on Xbox and stuff. But like, I remember waiting in line when Skyrim released. Like, no, Skyrim, it's everywhere now. But let's not forget how old that game is.
That's
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
Like, but I remember getting out of work and just like going there, and people were like cooking food in the parking lot, like coolers of whatever, just waiting for this game to release. But as you grow older, things happen. But then, hey, beer lines happen. So
yeah.
Thank God, because we can meet new people. Thank
Yeah,
you
the beer
for-
community
No,
rocks.
like-
It really does.
Oh yeah, it does. So Dan, while I was away, she told me that you were talking about Fat Bear from Hot Butcher.
It was one of my top beers of that I've had this year.
Mhm.
And I remember in your video saying how much it was better on tap, and I was instantly jealous, and I'm like, I believe how much better that must be on tap.
Oh my gosh,
you know.
it was craziness. So I took a can down to Atlanta and hung out with Brian the Beer Snob, Shane's Craft Beer Reviews, and A Beer a Day with TK. And I had them all try Fat Bear. And I mean, it's peanut butter cup in a glass. It's so amazing. But when I went to Hot Butcher and had it on tap, it was nuts.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. But that one is, I actually, they gave me 4 coasters that are the Fat Bear logo.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I have the
Yeah.
coasters that are the Fat Bear ones. I love them so much. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that-
it was so exciting.
That beer is just, it's something else. It's probably one of the best peanut butter beers I've had.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've had so many peanut butter beers, and no one even came close to being so smooth and like
Right.
not thick. I don't know.
That one for me is it didn't taste so artificial like a lot of peanut butter beers.
Right.
It tastes like the powder type
Right.
whatever peanut butter, but to me that one was more like a liquid Hershey or a peanut butter cup or whatever, Reese's peanut butter cup. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was more authentic than a lot of
Right.
in my opinion
What
anyway.
was it?
The Fat Bear.
Fat Bear. That's what I have on the screen there. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Mixed it.
that was the one that we had there. It was pretty tasty. That was like a 4.5 out of 5 for me. And
Oh yeah.
as I noted there, it's probably one of, if not the best peanut butter stouts that I ever had. I noted on there as well with that one. That was really good.
No, I'd have to agree. That one was
Let me
special.
actually, I'm going to bring up my beers here that, let's see what I've actually rated. I haven't had a chance to like actually go look
Mhm.
of,
The average rating on it is pretty good too. The average rating
Yeah.
is 4.35.
Which is super high for something that's
Yeah.
peanut butter. Honestly,
Now,
you
it's
don't
only-
see anything peanut butter that high.
I gave it
Yeah.
twice.
Because of the distribution, only like 6,900 people have had it, with 5,460 being unique, but it's a high number for sure.
Yeah.
another one I can't believe I forgot about it, but it was awesome, was of Tree of Hope. It's a barley wine from Treehouse.
Oh, okay.
And it was a
Okay.
blend of 26-month-old barrel-aged barley wine, originally brewed with hefty dose of oats, combined with the standout barrels of 22-month-old aged barley wine. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Mm.
I've heard good things about Treehouse. I haven't gotten to try them yet. I hope to at some point soon, but yeah.
Yeah, the Treehouse is the only one left, the only holdout that never went into distro in any capacity. You
Yeah.
still have to go to Treehouse to get Treehouse, unless you
I
know
know.
somebody. But
Yeah.
like even
Well-
Trillium's getting some distro.
I know some folks, I'm hoping I can convince them to send it to me, but otherwise, yeah, I've never gotten to try it. Where are they located?
So they're Charlton, Massachusetts is their like OG place. I don't know if it's Charlton or Charlton. I'm sure somebody from Massachusetts will correct me.
Did you send that?
They have a few different places now. There's like four or five different places in that northeast quadrant you can kind of go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, their stuff's pretty good. I mean, I tend to actually go for more of their non-IPAs now. Like if I'm gonna have someone pick up beer, I'm like, hey, pick me up some of these stouts or porters or whatever.
Right.
But don't you
Right.
think porter is just a watered down version of a stout? That's how I feel.
To-
But I'm straight
To some degree, yeah. To some degree, yeah. But I mean,
It's definitely a thinner version of it for sure.
Yeah.
For the most-
sometimes I want that though. I don't know.
yeah. I get, yeah.
No,
totally
I get that because I like the taste of some stouts, but I'm like, I cannot drink all of this because I will have one beer and then I will be done because it's like a milkshake. But then I'm like, I'll drink it, see a stout, and I'm like, you're just trying to, or I see a porter, and I'm like,
But porters
like-
get so sweet. Porters go
But
like
stouts,
a lot of times the porter leans sweet, and I don't like the super sugary things. So for me, the porters are like I enjoy them in small doses, but I don't want like a whole porter. I can have a whole stout because it's not all sugar. Like
well,
so,
I mean, I think it depends on the brewery because I mean, stouts come
does.
from
Or the
porter.
person.
I mean, stouts come from porters, and you were really dealing with the malts initially, and then breweries started
Yeah.
doing different things to it and blurring the lines in between them. So you can have
Right.
good stouts and good porters that are more traditional, or you can have some of the more pastry type stuff nowadays.
So
So,
what
it
came
depends on the
first?
brewery. Porter.
What-
Initially, when stouts were created, they were called porter stouts.
Right, and
Yep.
people were
They were
trying
they were
to
they were
get
supposed to be
porters.
like they were supposed to be like a bigger. They were supposed to be like a little bit of a bigger version of the porter. And then over time, things have changed, and now they more compete against each other. So they got really blurry because now you have some of the porters that are kind of doing different things with malts, kind of making them more of a stout-like thing, and some of the stouts doing more things like a porter. You're getting the sweetness and the different evolution of it that it kind of blurs them. Like people will say, like one of my favorite imperial porters is Victory SC, and people think that's a stout, and it's not. It's an imperial porter.
Right.
But you put it next, like most people blind would think it was a stout if you were to have it. So it's just got a lot of confusion out there.
So do
And
you
it-
prefer a porter or a stout?
Stout. I like the bigger version of it.
I
Stout.
think Mal, you said you prefer a
Yeah.
I generally prefer a stout. I mean, it kind of depends on my mood. If I'm in the mood for a dessert in a glass, I'll lean porter. But most of the porters around me in the Chicagoland area are dessert porters. They're pastry, like they have like that kind of pastry feel to them. Pastry stout is not seen as much around here, I guess. I don't know. So I don't know. What's Dragon's Milk? Is that a porter or a
It's
stout?
stout.
It's a stout.
See,
Yeah.
I almost feel.
And I've actually got a video on the
that
channel.
one's really sweet though. So
Yeah, that's more of a sweeter type. I mean, I've got a video here in the channel too with the difference between
Yeah.
the stout and the porter. But yeah, that's kind of more of a sweeter type version of the stout, so to speak. But then when
Yeah.
you look at traditional, because really it was about roasted or unroasted
Yeah.
barley is what the difference was in the beginning. And then things just started getting more wackier. And you know how we are in America. We're like, so let's throw this in there. Let's throw that in there. Let's
So,
throw this
like,
in there. Let's see what this
feel
does.
I feel like a lot of breweries, like, if they make a porter nowadays, they almost feel obligated to jack it up with something because
always,
always. A lot of, I'll say the majority of beer drinkers are not going to just say, I'll have that generic English porter up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're few and far between, but like.
But the Fuller's Porter is such a good porter.
Right.
It's like
So-
if you have that, yeah.
I know.
So,
I guess the
like-
reason I say I order that stuff from Treehouse is
Yeah.
for me, breweries nowadays, I want to see what they do beyond the IPA because that's how you're going to judge a good
Yeah.
brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always check their Pilsner first, but there's a brewery near here that does it's Baldwin Porter. It is a porter, but I tell people if you like Guinness, you're going to enjoy this porter. It's better than Guinness. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be fine. Oh, he actually brought one up. Chu actually ran up the stairs with this beer so I could show what this beer was. So this is the Baldwin Porter from Ravinia Brewing Company. I had one of their beers earlier. I had their Steep Ravine. But the Baldwin Porter, it tastes like a stout. It does. It straight up tastes like a stout. You wouldn't think porter when you taste it. But it's just lovely. It's so classic. It just sits in all those categories that are supposed to be what this is supposed to be. And I love that, but honestly, we don't sell much there at Ravinia. They don't sell a ton of it.
Does anyone here, well, besides me, get distribution of like the Jack's Abbey framing hammer? series?
Yes, I actually picked up their 3 barrel
Like the
aged
Baltic
things.
Porter
Yeah,
series? Yeah.
yeah. But it's funny you mentioned because I'm actually drinking now the Guinness for an extra
Okay.
stout, which
Yeah.
is actually my favorite stout from Guinness. But this is like the 7.5 version, and this was crafted after the version they sold like in Nigeria, the Caribbean, South Asia, and over in Africa, parts of Africa. And this is not the regular stout you would get if you get Guinness. So the regular stout you would get would be more traditional coffee type feel, but this one is actually sweeter. They did for the flavor, which makes it stand out more. So the Mal's point is funny just because you're adding these different things to it. Like if you pick this up, you may not initially think it was blind tested. This was a Guinness stout because it may add the sweetness versus the other Guinness stout, or even the Guinness extra stout is totally different between all these different types of stouts that are in play. So they've done a lot with breweries to kind of blur everything.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to think that where I live makes a difference in how I view a porter because honestly, the Midwest is, well, they're sweetening all their porters. All the porters have adjuncts that make them sweet. And so for me, I think of sweet as a porter. I know that's not perfect and but it's just what I have available. So yeah, I really enjoy this one especially because it's not all sugar. It's just straight up, here is what a porter is. So
now
yeah.
when you guys came through and went to Our Lady, did you have the porter? Did they have the porter there?
Honestly, by the time we got there, it was our 4th flight of the day, and I don't remember a ton other than what was on film. I don't.
They have a
porter. And by the way, Chu and I forgot to take pictures at Our Lady, so we had to look up pictures online for our video because we were so blitzed by you guys. Thank you.
Todd is sad he can do that
photos
to you.
at the place. It was terrible.
So
well, I was too busy trying.
They have an American porter there. It's like really good, but it's just like a straight. It's not sweet, and it's not. It's just like a classic style porter, and it's really good. But I didn't know if you had a chance if they had it on tap when you were there.
I didn't really have a chance because I was stopping you and Chu from climbing that ladder outside the building onto the roof. Do you remember?
Why were you trying to climb a ladder?
Yeah. You remember that they left that little gate open and you were like, hey, we're going to climb the ladder onto the roof. And I was like, no, this is not happening right now. Yeah, I was too busy with that.
We've tried it several times without y'all around.
It's like, who would do that? This is from a guy that's trying to scale a wall at the beer fest.
Shark and Chew are talking about Imperial Porters.
I haven't got down that far yet.
Here's some philosophy. Here's a philosophical question. Wouldn't the Imperial Porter just become a stout then?
I would think so.
No.
I would think
so.
It wouldn't because if they actually did it the way a porter would be done, it would go back to the malts. If they're using unroasted versus roasted, then it would still stay a porter.
But I mean, I guess
it's all in the brewing of it. But yeah, I mean, they're just raising ABV up on it. So yeah,
when it comes to dark beers, I'm just hashtag Team Brown Ale. That's me.
Well, there's another one, brown ale, right? Like people would get, and the formula has changed a little because Newcastle Brown Ale is now done by Lagunitas. They're the ones that actually brew that now, and people have a brown ale and they're like, I'm not a big fan of it, and it's like, but that's actually what a brown ale is supposed to taste like. But we're all now positioned to get the gingerbread brown ale or the caramel brown ale and all these other ones, right? But the regular brown ale is supposed to be that way.
Sign me up for the
roasty little nuttiness. Yeah, that's why I like to get like some of the Fuller's type beers because it's traditional out of England. You get some of those at your beer shop.
Traditional brown ales, your dark milds, love it all.
Dan, I'm right there with you. I'm the same for ambers too. I do the same for ambers too. I want a traditional amber.
I think
so.
I'm trying to think of Imperial Porters. Like,
no, isn't the one from Ballast Point? Isn't that considered an Imperial Porter or no?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That's an Imperial Porter. Yeah.
But I didn't know if it was
Panther Cup?
an Imperial Porter is what I was asking.
Yeah, it's an Imperial Porter. Yeah, it's like want to say 8 or 9%. It's Imperial Porter.
Yeah, I mean, I knew
Yeah.
it was in the porter category, but I didn't know if it was actually considered.
But not even
Well,
just like porters and stuff like we talked about Three Floyds earlier. So many people think Zombie Dust is an IPA, and it's not. It's actually a pale ale. It's not an India pale ale, it's a pale ale, but they just like did this great hoppiness to it.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Like
Fun fact.
if you're ever on Jeopardy, it's a beer category.
During Beer Tuber Palooza, I drank an 8-month-old Zombie Dust as a mystery beer, and on camera, I called it a non-alcoholic beer.
Oh wow!
the closest one in our group, because 2 groups did it, but the closest one in our group was Tanner from East Coast LQ Reviews. He called it. He said it's some sort of West Coast-ish. I think he said IPA, like maybe pale ale. But I was sitting there, I'm like, I think this is an NA beer. It's an NA beer. I know it's an NA beer.
They're just fucking with us right now. Yeah, it's an APA, I believe. So, but a lot of people think it's an IPA. It's funny, just one of those little things out there.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Where did I leave off at the?
Oh yeah,
questions here. She was talking about waiting in line for a great movie, Star Wars. I think Star Wars might have been the last thing I ever was in a long line for, and it's just I'm not a line type person. I mean,
see that's another one where lines have died though.
Roller coasters. Roller coasters.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah.
But that's a little different because you're stuck at the amusement park, so you got to be in lines for stuff because everything has lines. So it's kind of like,
but that's still line culture.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go, it's not like you're going beer shopping or to a movie. It's like you're confined. Like they got you locked in. Like you can't leave and come back. You got to pay another thing. So it's like,
hey, if they have my beer, they have me locked in for beer.
It's like they're screwing you, and they know they're screwing you.
It's the same thing.
The coaster line is the worst because you wait for like 2 hours, and all of a sudden it's over in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't even last 3 minutes. It's like 35 seconds and you're done.
At least
we talking coasters or sex.
Well, they're a lot like coasters, Rod.
I'm sorry, Rod. I don't know what you guys think what sex lasts, but it's fine.
But at least if you're waiting in a beer line for 3 hours, you got the beer. You can take it home, and then you can drink on it for a half hour or 15
hour.
Longer than 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, so you get more out of that. So
some of the beer lines, I see people come out with like cases and cases. I'm like, well, either they're going to drink a beer for a long time, or they're about to sell that shit for twice the price.
Right. Yeah.
Some will give it away. I mean, that's one thing.
Dude, I used to do that with other half, man.
Yeah,
I'd walk away with like 2 cases just stacked full. And people are just staring at you as you walk away. And I'm like, I'm just mailing shit out. Don't mind me. Like I'm not selling it, but just as beer trades, you know what I mean?
Just a trade,
That's the way it was when we went to 450 North and get their slushy stuff. We went like twice to the actual, brewery to get stuff, and people were coming out with like filling up their whole trucks like full of. Where it was actually like standing up in the air. I was like, what the hell? I can't even get one 6-pack, and you're carrying out like.
Right.
It's like during the apocalypse, during the apocalypse, beer barter is going to be a big thing.
It was.
They're selling it for like $20 a beer or whatever.
It was that way with Mortalis because I live like near Mortalis too.
Okay.
So I have the combo of other half and Mortalis like right near me.
Nice.
So it's like for a while because here's the thing about Mortalis, it's so funny. And all the bottle shops around me and everything, you can't find it. They refuse to distribute because they want you coming to the brewery. But as soon as you get like within a 2.5 hour, like on a range, whatever you want to call it, you'll see Mortalis.
You'll see it popping up places because people aren't going to drive that far. Yeah.
Hey, Rod, I saw JT had a comment. You had it up on the screen for a second, and
the Hot Butcher. Montroe Pilgrimage is something. Yeah, he's saying we should get people together for our trip to Hot Butcher and Montroe.
James, that's July 21st through the 24th, we're going to have a bunch of brew tubers up and we're all going to check out a bunch of places. But they definitely, everyone has been attacking me saying we have to go to Hot Butcher. So I am definitely taking them to Hot Butcher. But I would love for you to join in. I know I have 5 channels that are locked in so far. I have room for 2 more channels, but yeah, I would love for you to join us and come to some of these breweries as we go there. So 100% July we're in.
Making it happen. Cheers to Shark as well. Cheers, Shark. And if you have a car, Chicago, some affordable hotels are on the other side, and the brewery's cheaper than staying downtown. Yeah, downtown will cost you a little bit, but
or you can stay with me and Chew. I mean, honestly, if someone's coming, let us know and we'll make a room for you. It's cool.
See, I'm with Dee Dee. I'm not waiting in line for a beer or a movie. I just never. Yeah, that was never just something I wanted to do. Definitely Chew. My wife Liz wasn't able to come last time, but she wants to come as well. So
I would love to meet Liz.
Some people can't tell the difference in the style. But yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially if you're not drinking beers as many like us in the beer community kind of do. So if you're not really having a lot of the different flavors and stuff like that, you don't know what the difference is.
She just brought this up to like show you guys, but I ran out of beer, so this is the next, and it's so good.
I guess technically I waited in line on Black Friday for Bourbon County only because I got there before they opened.
Yeah, see, I didn't have to wait in line. I popped in a couple spots that I had, and they ended up having. I grabbed these.
Well, it's a tradition. There's one small place I go to where it's like the same 6 of us every year, and we just
that's different.
We shoot the shit with the owner for an hour before he can sell it, and that's
traditional. Yeah,
you know what's crazy? It was 4 years ago. It was 4 or 3 years ago. I was in line at a place for Bourbon County, and I met this guy. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we start talking. And, we're friends on Untapped. And, like, right around, like, beginning of November, I'll message the guy on Untapped, like, where are you going for Bourbon County? And we've met up every year since then. And hung out and talked for Bourbon County.
I love that.
Yeah. I was like, that's another way beer community is cool.
He said definitely like beers with fewer adjuncts. The 10 Crowns Dark Czech Lager had chocolate added, which I thought was like Gliding the Lily. Stouts, don't like porters. Thinness and like a bite throw me off. IPAs, the Pinot Grigios of the beer world, totally overdone. Yes, there's so many. Coming back to the East Coast here, it's just like Maryland. It's like so many IPAs. I miss Jungle Gyms, which Todd knows. All the different varieties stuff. And I got a couple spots now where I found where I can get some other beers that aren't IPAs, but there's so many stores where IPAs are like 75% of what they have there. And it's like, why? There's so many other good beer styles out there.
Yeah.
Thinking the same thing. Don't hear Imperial Porter too enough. Yeah. I don't know if you see a lot of the Imperial. Now, earlier I had this one. You weren't here for this, Dan, but this was the Moons, and this was actually an Imperial. Was it Imperial Pilsner? So this was different.
Oh, nice,
nice. First State Brewing.
So yeah, dude, I've had actually a couple Imperial Pilsners over the past couple of years. I'm like, oh wow, this is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of tempered down the yeast. The malts wasn't as sweet as you would expect to come through, and they turned up the hops on it. It's a nice drink. I mean, I'm more of a hop person anyway. I was always more ales than lagers. So that one kind of hits for me.
The one recognizable Imperial Porter for me is Panther Cub from Founders. That's porter, barrel aged, but porter nonetheless.
Founders is always excellent, though. Honestly, I haven't had a beer there that I've hated.
Chime in, right? Not allowed to say that.
I don't drink I don't drink Founders, so yeah.
I was like, I don't want to bring it up.
I used to drink a lot of Founders. I just don't,
Yeah.
But I have reasons, there.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. But it's funny. Alex was on a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it or not, Dan. He's on here and he's like, he joined us. He's like, I got a piece. Can I crack? He's like, I gotta ask you, Rajay, can I open this one on here? Like, what is it? Is it the F word? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'd rather you did. So he grabbed another beer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I was talking to Massive about it one time and stuff, and he's like, "Well, if you don't do founder, like you got founder stuff on there, does like ever think like you're still giving them publicity?" I mean, you don't have any. I don't have any founder stuff up anymore that I have on the channel and stuff too, and I just haven't seen enough for me to come back to them as of yet. Especially since they say when the guy stepped down, he stepped down when he went on the board, so he didn't really leave too much. He's still involved.
Okay.
So I'm like, nah.
No, I didn't know
Well,
that part.
Rod, I apologize for dipping into that pot.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Kidding. That was okay.
Todd, like months back, Todd be like, I got this stuff. What do I do with it? They're like, what are you talking about? He's like, I got founders in the basement, but I don't know what it's like. You bought it, you just drink it. I mean, it's yours. I mean, I drank my founders. I just didn't put anything on the channel about it.
Right.
I mean, I had it still. It's like, don't be like those people in Cleveland where they burn the jersey and they're like, oh, he's back in town. No, I need a new jersey type thing. I mean, you already got it. It's just things
That was a bad shot on my part. I shouldn't have said that when I was,
Right.
Once upon a time, one of my favorite breweries ever. Like, always.
Yeah.
Rod, did you take down your past stuff too, or I'm just curious? This is.
Oh yeah, I don't have any of the past videos with them or anything. I mean, everything is basically unlisted here. I mean, I've thought I'd bring it back up at some point if things change with them, but I haven't. They've done some stuff. I haven't felt comfortable to bring them back up on stuff. I haven't seen enough of
That's
them.
fair.
Actually.
I was just wondering.
Yeah. Which I didn't think about until I was talking to Matt about it that time, and I was like, it's a interesting question because I do have stuff on the channel, even though I'm not drinking them new. Anything I got up there still getting them publicity, and I just went ahead and benched all of it. So
No, that's
I used to
fair.
love they had a beer called Dark Penance back in the day I really liked, which was a black IPA. It's like
No, always stick to your beliefs. I mean, that's number one when you're trying to be real and yourself online. You have to stick to what you believe always.
Sure. And I always like a brown ale shark too. The nuttiness that usually comes through with the roastiness there, and a good brown ale. I've always felt like brown ales, they need to make more of those for a lot of the breweries. We have one. You were in Cincinnati. We have a place out there that was Mount Carmel Brewing, and they have one of the best brown ales that I've had, and it's really good. And I almost forget about it every time I have it. I'm like, how do I keep forgetting about this beer? It's so tasty. So,
Yeah, that one actually is pretty good.
Yeah. Tana's trying to add a 14th state of Kentucky on Best Midwest Beer Run before we visit Our Lady.
Wait, she was incorrect.
Okay.
Kentucky was our 13th state, not 14th.
Oh, correction.
She was incorrect. We had 13 states in 14 days. So,
yes. Like Charlie Murphy voice, correction. It was 13, not 14.
Hey, he is the logistic brain. I am the creative brain. I don't get to correct him very often, especially on numbers. So I'm taking this moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never get to correct him on numbers.
Run with the man.
Ever.
Yeah,
so
rock
I got
beer.
it this time. I got it. It's probably a typo, but I got it.
He'd be like, I was drinking. Yeah.
I'm taking it. Well, no, he's the numbers guy. Honestly, his math scores are off the charts. Like he's crazy good at math. So anytime I have a moment to say something about numbers, I'm like, I'm there. I got it.
Take the shot. Porter's out. Yeah, I always like a rock beer though. So.
Yes, JT. That's why we went to Dovetail. It was amazing.
Yeah, but you got to get the ones out of what is it? I can't think of the out of Germany. The ones that would actually created the style. Have you had those at? Let me put the name in up here. Action Curla. They're out of Germany. They're the ones that created basically the style of the rock beer and the smoke beers. It's AECHT, then SCHENKERLA. They do like the different versions everywhere from a Merson to different types of styles with it, and they're just all.
I don't think Todd caught your spelling. Could you do that again?
Let me pull it off.
One more time for everybody out there.
Because that was really fast, and I don't think Todd caught it.
Well, I am from New Jersey originally, so. But actually, Curla here, the brewery, they actually are the kings of basically this style.
Yeah. We just did the Weizen.
Did you? Yeah, the Weizen is a good one too, and the green one they have is one of my favorites. I got to see which one it is.
You know, it was a really good smoked beer. Was the Von Trapp Truston? That was really good.
Von Trapp does some good stuff too out of Belgium.
Yeah, that released this past winter.
Yeah, I don't think I've tried that. That sounds fantastic. I mean, I've had several others from them, but not that.
If you happen on it, I would definitely say pick up a single can if you can. Or
I'll keep an eye out. Yeah. I mean, if it makes it out to me, that's the question.
Ooh, TKO,
look at
that Hot Butcher beer.
Oh, Hot Butcher.
That's
nice.
I love that you can tell it's Hot Butcher right from the can art.
When it comes to Hot Butcher, shout out to Dan Jetza. His artwork is absolutely fantastic.
The artwork is always fun there.
Yeah.
So,
did you ever get the Frontier one from Hot Butcher? Digital Frontier? It's like the triple IPA? Okay. That was probably one of my favorite beers from them.
So, Dan, fun thing during our visit to Hot Butcher, and this wasn't on camera, I was just chatting with one of the staff. I found out that the two owners, I think it's two owners, they each get a case of beer, of whichever beer comes out, that they can do whatever they want with it.
Oh, that's cool.
And what they've been doing with those cases of beers is sending it out to beer tubers. So that's why Ridgeopolis and Joe and all these different people are getting these beers. They're literally just taking these beers and sending them out.
I get them too.
But these are just the owners extra, the owners themselves have, and they're just like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to send it out to beer tubers. How cool is that? Like, I love that they're doing that at all.
Well, were you getting it from the owner or from Jeremiah still? Because I think Jeremiah was the one that used to be doing it.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremiah's one of the top.
Is he one of the owners?
Yeah, he's one.
I thought he was one of the top.
So there's Jeremiah, there's John, and forget who else. I only know about the one. So a name that we all know. Well, Rod and Todd is. I got a visitor. Hold on.
He's got a cup.
He's like, pour some into the cup, Pops.
There was a cup.
Don't be stingy. Come on.
Did you bring that Hot Butcher in here? I saw you with the Hot Butcher. Hook a brother out.
Yeah, that's what it is. But no, that was super fun. And I found this out from one of the taproom managers. He was just like, oh, yeah, the owners get these like cases of the extra beer and they just do whatever they want with it. So they'll send it out to random people and just see what happens. And I told him that it's making a big difference. Honestly, them sending it out to beer tubers is making a difference for us because we know this.
The biggest thing is the fact that they even care enough to even just like they watch the videos. That's the thing. They watch the videos.
I love it.
That's so cool.
It's so neat.
A really cool experience. What I was about to say was Jeff, aka No Jinx. So he lives in the Michigan area, and he went to Holmes. Holmes had their giant beer festival, and Hot Butcher was there, and one of the owners was there, and Jeff was just happened to be walking around with one of the FLX hats on. Not it was like our yellow one or whatever. Anyways, they wave him over to the Hot Butcher stall. They're like, "Hey, do you know those guys?" And Jeff's like, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with them. You know, I hung out with them and stuff." They're like, "Yeah, FLX beer reviews. They're cool." Like they like remembered and stuff. That's like for me, that's so like cool. the biggest compliment. Like a brewery of that stature, like watches BeerTube.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
It's mind blowing.
I love it.
Yeah. It's always like interesting. I mean, when I went to the last beer fest here, one of the brewers, Pariah Brewing, who I need to go over and actually see here, they actually recognized me from there too. Like the owner was there, and he's like, and he actually mentioned me in the same mention with like Greg's beer reviews, and I'm like, that's fucking like, I mean, say what you want. Greg is like one of the OGs. He's got like
That's
I don't even know how many
awesome.
thousands of people. He's like, yeah, I watch you and Greg. They're like you two guys I usually check out the most on stuff and appreciate it. I'm like,
That's so cool.
you put me in there, yeah. So, but it's funny is it throws you at first when they recognize like what really like you what like and it's like yeah, and it's like so it's cool. It's cool though.
It's such a what we do is such a niche thing. It's a very niche market as far as and me and Mike primarily we do it because we just it gives us a legit excuse to say, well, we gotta do beer reviews and it's what we tell the wives and meanwhile we're just having the time of our life just drinking beer and talking about it, just chilling. So, yeah.
Wasn't that one with Jimmy Fallon doing the skit and he was like it was like a meme or something out there and it was like thanks for making my craft beer hobby cover my alcoholism or something. He does the sign off cards or whatever. He's like thanks for making craft beer.
Dude, Jimmy Fallon is awesome, man. So I live outside of I'm in the Rochester area.
Mm-hmm.
There's a town here called Fairport and he is good friends with this guy that owns a tavern here in Fairport. He just shows up randomly. Like he showed up one night and was just serving people drinks. He was behind the bar serving people drinks and serving them food randomly in this small town.
I highly doubt he has his license to do that, so I would call him on it.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, he shows up randomly because he likes to hang out with his friends.
Yeah.
And apparently the guy who owns the place used to be a bartender where somewhere Jimmy Fallon was, and he got to know him and stuff. And yeah, he's friends of the family now, and he just shows up like I said, randomly. Like it was a big story on our local news. Jimmy Fallon reportedly in Fairport tonight.
That's awesome.
As long as he doesn't show up at your table with a box in front of him, because you think back to him in the Justin Timberlake video. I don't want that box, sir. I do not want that box.
It's box wine. It's box wine, Rod. You're fine.
But the shark, yes.
It has a tap. It's okay.
Yeah, it has a spigot, all right. Gonzo from Flying Dog. That is an improvement. In fact, I just picked up the barrel-aged Gonzo as well, so I'm looking forward to testing that one out here. And love the smoke for sure. Dee said, love brown ale, Scotch ales, and red ales give me the malty feels. Well, you missed earlier, I think, when Mal was actually drinking one of the Nosferatu. So,
yep.
Nice red IPA. Love drinking the pale ales that are higher IBU than their IPA. Going heavy IBUs. You went to all the bitterness. 2 hour line to get a small pour, plenty younger. Why? Oh, yeah. It's because you can't get everywhere. That's the whole thing when they have with these beers. It's like, It's like, what are you going to do? You're here. What are you going to do? You can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Craft lagers are highly popular in Chicago. Most weekend you can't get in Metropolitan's tap room. Well, a lot of breweries are now going to more craft type lagers and stuff too. I think the audience appeal has kind of turned that way, where breweries have now started to respond to it.
I know it's highly ironic as I sit here and drink a triple IPA. I gravitate probably in the past 6 months or whatever. I've gravitated towards the lower ABV beers.
Yeah.
Just, I'm looking for those pale ales, the
like a little section type thing.
The cream ales, you know what I mean?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you definitely tone it down a little bit, and especially if that's the one thing with this in moderation. We did a thing years ago. Probably should do an update and do something. But we did it years ago. I think it was Taste and Niche that got it started. She sent it out to different beer tubers, and basically it was like 5 questions that you would answer like about stuff, and it was amazing like how many of us didn't really drink beers as much like every day. And I think everybody that watches this think like every day we're getting pounded with beers, and it was like, oh, I drink like 2 or 3, 4 maybe on the weekend, and I record them out for the week. It's like we don't sit here getting hammered every day like we have a beer in our hand. And it was just amazing how many beer tubers were saying that. And it's like, I think it kind of shocked some of the people when they watched the videos thinking that, oh, we just sit around drinking. We get off work, we just start pounding away and stuff. It's moderation. You gotta regulate your body.
I always keep like a 12-pack of Jenny Cream Ale in the fridge.
Yeah.
Like if I feel like a beer during the weekday or whatever, like more times than not, I was pounding down a couple of those cream ales and I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, Chu and I do these brewery reviews, brewery tourism, whatever we do. But we'll have 2 flights. But what people don't see is even though that's packed into 20 minutes, he
Mhm.
still did it over 4 hours. So in 4 hours, the two of us had 2 flights.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
not like we're slamming beers all the time.
Right,
It's not how
right.
that works.
Right. Yeah. And the Chew says is a real question. When Imperial is added to a genre of beer, what does Imperial mean? So
It's
Imperial
high-
is really well. It's high. It's Imperial
I
is synonymous
explained this
with.
to him.
I'll say, well, Imperial is synonymous with double, which is usually higher double than what it would usually be. Now, the initial use of Imperial came out with this stout that was actually said at one time. I forgot what year it was, but for one of the Russian czars when it was
Yeah.
over 8% ABV. And that's kind of where it kind of stuck at. And for a while, it used to be that way. But now you can actually have Imperial at 7.5% ABV, which is twice whatever they kind of look at it. Like the one I had here in Imperial Pilsner was only 7.5% ABV. And Imperial Pale Ales can now go 7.5 as well. But it's basically twice over what the standard, not really even twice, because you have a standard IPA usually around 5 to 5.2 to 6, right? But at 7.5, they're able to give you this jump to make it an Imperial type thing. Probably goes back to the BJCP and a lot of shit they put into stuff too, like where they kind of say, well, we'll break it off here. Because actually, Dan's drinking a triple, and there's no classification for a triple IPA, but anything over 10, I think, gets a triple designation
10.5.
now. Yeah, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So all right. Here's something. A personal thing. Do you consider like a 9.5 a triple?
I don't. Although, you know what? If you if you look at a Belgian triple, you're right there, like at the 9 level, right? So.
Yeah.
I don't know if that kind of plays over to what we would look at. I would think 10 for a triple when it's like an IPA.
And
but
what ABV do you consider a double when it comes to like
doubles
IPA?
for an IPA, 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. That's right.
I used to say 8, but then I go 7.5 now because I know that's the standard. But for me, I always thought it was 8% because I think of the Russian Imperial Stout being 8%.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Rod, what Imperial means, I've explained that to him. I'm hoping now that he's heard it in a baritone voice that he's going to remember. Because apparently in my voice it doesn't stick.
he's like the guy like go to the car salesman and the woman explains it. It was like then you turn to the guy. So what do you think? Like, did she just tell you the answer?
No, she literally.
But is you going to listen to the
answer.
guy from Ohio? Is he going to listen to the guy from Ohio?
I'm not going to say anymore because I'm afraid Chu's going to be on the couch tonight if I keep going into it. So I don't want him sleeping on the couch.
I haven't heard him yell yet. He must be a little behind on the video, but
or passed out.
but I appreciate you explaining it. Hopefully that gets it. So
Yeah. Imperial's usually double, and then like I said, triple at some point will probably get classified because so many people are kind of doing the triple type stuff. And then it's like, what do you do with the strong ale category? Like strong ale, me and Joe talked about this like years ago. Like you just throw shit in there, you can't explain it's a strong ale. Okay, well, Eric and Bastard's a strong ale, but the ABV on it is so high, like shouldn't that be like a double or triple or something? But it's just like, American strong ale,
It's a strong
there you
ale.
go.
The Evil Twin Molotov cocktail, like the base, I think is like 13% or something, and it's like you're not going to call that an Imperial on that? I know, strong ale. So yeah. 120 away from Kung Fu Panda and myself on top of the cover for the biscuit. What's up, Mick? No, I understand. Mick is 5 hours ahead of us over in the UK, so he's probably trashed right now. And Mick, it was great seeing the Premier League back this week, my friend. I watched a couple of the games.
Are you seeing
That was
this?
great. See, he's drunk now. He admitted it. We got it. You want to screenshot that so you'll have it?
I
You wanna
have a numbers
screenshot it?
question.
You have that for the record.
Oh, I do. I have it on video. It's great.
I've always had the old German raspberry. It's just always still reminds me of why I drink local. I don't know about that. I mean, that could depend on your distribution and stuff. I've had pretty good stuff from German things, and it's funny. I did a thing on Yelp a month or two ago when I went up to Towson and their Total Wine, and I pretty much put on there. You got to remind check the dates so they don't really turn dates as much as they need to in the store. But I found some good stuff, and they reached out to me, appreciated me actually pointing that out and stuff like. About them not actually doing that because these stores will hold stuff and they get too long and they shouldn't be on it. And even when I was up in Jersey at the one spot at Joe Canal, I was talking to my buddy up there. I said, I saw a few things. And how long has that been out there? He said, well, that was out there longer than it should be. I should probably pull that from the shelf or whatever. Yeah, because I mean, there's stuff out there that shouldn't be out there. So you always got to check dates when you go to buy stuff.
I'll
It would
tell
be like
you
our
what,
friend,
though.
for our friend Eric, they got a 6-year Brooklyn.
Or
James
discount
is so
that.
close
Or
to
discount
Dovetail
it, yeah.
Brewing. Dovetail Brewing does a German Rausch beer that's gorgeous. And I think he's referring more to them. Just, they do it so traditional. It's hard to, it's so perfect. It's hard.
We say it's perfect, but you get a German over there, be like,
Honestly, I would be comfortable
it's
bringing
not
a German
this.
person to Dovetail to have
I
them
think
try it.
I've had a couple
of
of
that.
I've had a couple of Dovetails. I think they're actually pretty good too, though. So yeah, I would
I
agree
mean,
they're pretty solid. They do a
As
good
far as
representation.
traditional styles go, this is one of the breweries in Chicago that knocks the rest out of the water.
Yeah,
It really does. I think they have something really special going, for
Yeah.
sure.
and that's good because it makes them more unique than some of the other
It
spots that are
does.
kind of doing stuff.
Nobody else is close to them on that traditional, proper style.
Yeah.
Got that
Yeah.
Hop Butcher classic.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
There you
look at
go.
that! Look
Yeah.
at that sediment.
Bottom there.
There we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got a brewery here. It's called Guilford, and they do all European beers styles. And it's cool because you walk into the brewery and there's no IPA they have on tap. There's no. It's all like if you want a they got a British pale ale, but it's all based off of European beers, and it's just refreshing to have that type of thing there.
It is. It's nice.
Tastes like old German ashes. You should try it. Evil Twin Ashtray Heart. That movie, you think you're drinking someone's butts a little
Dude,
bit.
I remember when Keith went to was it Isle of Man,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just drinking all the cask beer one could ask for. And Keith is just naturally 93 lumber, by the way.
Yeah, 93 number.
Yeah, spelled out. But he is naturally just gravitated. He is the biggest fan of smoked beers and cask ales. I'm talking like 2% cask ales, like traditional English pub style stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just a man in his element when he went over there. He's just sending pictures after. He's like, oh, look at it, check it out. And I was like, good for you, man. Good for you. You found your happy place. That was Keith's happy place.
Yeah, here in the States, I've only found in Columbus, there was a spot that had a cask ale. And then here at the place I just mentioned, they had a cask ale. But you don't see cask ales in a lot of the spots, obviously. So it's
We
nice when
see
you
a
come across
couple
some
in
of those.
Chicago. We see
Yeah.
a couple in Chicago, but it's hard to find for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, New Glarus. Everybody's always talking about Spotted Cow being the big thing with them. And
Dude,
that was one of those beers, too, you couldn't really get unless you went there.
Right.
Spotted Cow. I love that beer.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
an excellent beer. It's really good.
But is it still as good now, or is it?
crushable?
No,
Because-
I mean, I've had it within past year and a half, I'd say, and it was just I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
that means-
going to say I've had 6 in a day, but it might have happened once.
Just once.
Once.
It's just sometimes you can see, you get some of these beers that are acclaimed, and then you have them, and you're like, it's still good, but it's not as good because everything's caught up with it. That it doesn't stand out really as much. Like now you got other ones that are on the shelf competing with it. Whereas years ago, it would have been out there by itself type thing. That's why I'm saying not a bad beer, just if it still holds up as being solid.
Mhm.
Kind of sounds like it does a little bit.
Yeah. Somebody
Oh,
want to recognize
Chew.
me at Beer Fest, Chew. Yeah.
No one's going to recognize you because you won't show your face on camera,
Yeah.
darling.
You got to stand
Until you
behind
show
a.
your face on camera, they'll recognize me.
No, if he waves,
But
they'll
you're
go,
not
"Oh,
there."
Yeah, he's got to stand behind a wall and put the hand out. That's what he's got to do. All right,
Can't
Dee
help
Dee.
ya.
Cheers on me. Oh, it's tea time tomorrow.
Chew-
Oh yeah,
Chew needs-
weather's back up.
Chew needs something significant on his hand, so when he waves in front of the camera, it's like a Wilson from Home Improvement.
Right, yeah.
Everyone right there. That's all you know Wilson from.
He should draw a happy face on his hand. That way people know. Like just dots and a smile, and then people will recognize it. Yeah, what times you on Didi might be going already by tea time tomorrow. Yeah, he golfs on Friday, so yeah. Yeah, weather's up, he's golfing.
10:30. He's at 10:30.
Imperial, right, aka double IPA. Your friends, my Imperial question. I thought it'd be a good talking point, Mallory. So
Wait, where was
now I
that
know the
going?
answer. Just wanted to talk about it.
Seriously? Oh,
He's like, get off my
You
back, get
caused
off
me
my back, woman.
troubles. He's the reason I'm going to have ulcers.
Are they true Cascale? Somebody's like the Philip from McCabe. Yeah, I know the one here in Baltimore was a true Cascale. I would think the other one that they had there in Columbus, but I didn't really talk to him about it. But they did have it there. But yeah, you don't get a lot of that American with the Cascale type stuff. So,
By the way, Shannon disappeared with her cards again.
oh, she went to bed by now, probably.
Nah, she's
entertaining again.
got friends over, so she's got to think she has to go downstairs to entertain them. So
Oh, those poor kids.
our daughter's friends are her best friends, apparently. So
God. She's a people person. She's entertainment. So
FLX, Dan, I asked the other guys, any traditions for Christmas that are just kind of fun for you? Or whatever holiday you celebrate. I shouldn't be discriminatory in that sense.
No, it's definitely Christmas. Honestly, the stupidest tradition is, I think, one that many people finally do. We all sit down to watch A Christmas Story at least once. I know it plays 24/7 on TNT on
Have you seen
Christmas
the new
Day,
one?
but no, it's in the queue to watch. So actually, we've been watching with my son because he likes the Santa Claus and the Santa Claus 2, yada yada. Well, Disney made a series this year, and every week they released a new episode. So we're gonna finish that, and then we'll watch. It's weird because it's got Kumar in it from Harold and Kumar. I'm like, what's going on? But
so Dan, was that actually any good? Is that series any good?
So far, pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. It's, you know,
I saw it.
it's a Santa
I want to
Claus.
watch it, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we're watching that, and then I'm going to watch the next one. But no, the tradition we always sat down to enjoy A Christmas Story. Seen it a million times. Seen it every year, but it's still something we do.
Do you find yourself quoting it as you go? Do you quote it as you watch it?
A little bit. Actually, Joe, he went 2 months ago or whatever, took the tour in Cleveland of the house.
Of the house.
And the museum.
Oh,
and
nice.
everything. So, yeah.
Cool.
If you haven't seen the new Christmas Story, you have to give it a chance. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was
I've
surprised.
watched, yeah.
I love the original Christmas Story a lot. And this one was really nice. Like, he still keeps that character. Like, he goes into, I'm going to be in the Wild West and deal with this situation with the family.
Bart.
Yes.
And I think they really stayed true to the original style.
I agree
So-
now, but I feel like it was very similar to the original, but different.
Yeah.
You said it was kind of, they stayed close to similar to the original one, but it's a little bit different.
Well, because he was the one trying to make Christmas happen,
Yes,
as opposed to just dealing with Christmas as it happened.
Right.
So now
It was
he was
good.
trying
It
to
was
handle it, and that was I thought they did a really good job. Actually, I really enjoyed it.
I did too. I thought it was pretty good.
I loved how the sledding.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I don't want to give
It's-
away too much for the others.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, the sledding.
Yeah, I haven't
part
watched that one yet.
That was top notch.
A Christmas Story, and we're like, Rod's like, hey, do you quote it? Like 4 or 5 years back, my mom had made a lasagna for Christmas dinner, and something happened in the recipe. It did not turn out well. Came out, it's got like a soupy mess or whatever. And I just looked there. I said, "Do you think there's a Chinese restaurant open?" And she just laughed, and it just kind of made everything okay.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's funny with Christmas Story just to know that the movie like bombed when it came out.
Oh, I know.
And it was just saved by basically, again, shout out to Blockbuster or whatever, because it was really the videotapes and the VCR people were starting to watch it through that type of thing. And then now it's just on TV where it's kind of caught up on this culture type thing. But yeah.
Some movies are like that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Scarface when it came out was a bomb,
Mm-hmm.
and Godfather 2 wasn't that big in the theater. But as years have gone on, the
Yeah.
I don't know, reputation of the movie
Of it
is.
or something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so many movies that fit into that category. I mean, Rocky Horror Picture Show didn't have a following, and now it's craziness. And I mean,
But I was a father when I was. I mean, it was always when I was in high school. They would play it like at the midnight show, and then first time I went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, went on a date in high school, and
a date to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, we chose to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and so I didn't really know much about it. She didn't really know much about it or anything, but everybody in high school always talked about going to watch it and stuff. So we're there at the movie. You know, you go on a date in high school. What are you gonna probably try to do? You're gonna probably try to make out a little bit, right? So trying to make out, and all of a sudden I'm getting pelted by rice.
Yes.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? Well, they acted out in front of the movie. So the wedding scene, they're throwing rice into the crowd. And I'm like, they're going to get up and kick somebody's ass. Like, you're not realizing it's all part of the show type thing.
Rice and toast and spray bottles. So at my college was middle of nowhere, literally. And I hosted the Rocky Horror Picture Show at my college for 3 years. In our astronomy lab, because it had the stadium seating and the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
But I hosted it. I did the initiation for the virgins who had never seen it before. I did the whole thing. We had the full cast acting out the whole thing on the floor in front of the screen.
Right.
We did condoms on bananas, the whole works. Like, it was craziness. And we threw the rice, threw the toast, had the spray bottles, had the umbrellas, the newspapers, the full works. So, I actually hosted that for several years, and it was so much fun. It was ridiculous, introducing a lot of corn-fed, not having seen anything like that ever type folks. And I dressed as Elvira each year. So I was Elvira up front, like introducing the movie and everything. Oh my gosh. It was so crazy. We had such a blast though.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun doing that.
But,
finding those connections with these old movies that you've loved and feeling that connection with other people while you're seeing these movies, like, it makes all the difference. It really does.
Yeah, definitely. And It's a Wonderful Life. I knew that was a flop at the movies when it came out. I know about Wizard of Oz being one, though. So that grew basically over time there as well. But I think we're at midnight. Going to probably wrap up here because I get up and work at least a half day tomorrow.
Yeah, some of us have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to work the whole day tomorrow.
Dude,
Yeah.
Dude, I've been off. My last day was the 23rd. And I am off until I return to work on the 10th.
Oh, you guys good time off.
Dan, as I always tell Rod, nobody likes a bragger.
Yeah. It does remind me, though, so there's no show next week because I'll actually be traveling for work. So it was great having Mal and having Dan on and John.
Dude, it was awesome.
Dave.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll get you on some more and do some stuff. And
this was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Dave had to jump off because he wasn't feeling well. Plus, he had to get up and deal tomorrow. Although, like I said, at least he's not working at Southwest, so his airlines aren't as bad. But so we'll see a lot of yelling and screaming and maybe strangling. I don't know. See how they go tomorrow. I got to fly Southwest next week, so I'm waiting to see what happens there.
Don't talk too much shit about them yet.
I mean, if it's bad, I tell my company, I'm like, we'll get another flight. It's your dime. You can put me on the plane. I'll call Delta right now. It's your few $100. I don't care. But yeah, so no show next week, but then it'll be the week after. We'll be back again for the new year. And then I'm going to be releasing some stuff here, like I said earlier, top beers. I feel like I didn't want to do any top beer lists until actually January because the year wasn't over. The year's not over. I might have a good beer tomorrow. Who knows?
Right.
It's true.
Good beer Saturday. So
that's Saturday, yes.
I'm a traditionalist. I got to go all the way to the end, all the way,
All the way.
Don't want to come back and edit this was found afterwards, so technically it had to go in this year. But have you guys done anything for your guys' channel before I wrap up? Any ranking or anything you got planned to try to do something? Or
I'll go first. No, I don't.
Mal, Dan.
ahead, Mel.
So we did our Christmas songs. We always do songs for Christmas. But as far as the new year goes, it's new year, new beer. We're going to see what happens. So it's going to be pretty much business as usual once we start the new year.
You know what? Me and Mike didn't, I guess. We're terrible. We listen. Here's the thing with our show. Straight up. Holidays.
Nice. You've been around Joe too long.
Listen. We do holidays like 5 months after the fact. So we did our July 4th episode in like October, and we did our Halloween episode not too long ago. So I'm sure we'll have our New Year thing probably in we'll say like April. Listen, we don't like being under the demands of the holiday season.
You march to your own drummer, sir.
Sure. You know what the funny thing is? Like everybody, like I've been seeing releasing these Bourbon County videos. I hadn't even thought about cracking my Bourbon County open yet. I'm like, that'll be like sometime down the road here. Like,
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like, what is your beer cellar like that you're going right into Bourbon County? Like, how do you even get to that? I still got stuff from 2018 I haven't cracked open.
I know.
Dude, we legit had our St. Patty's Day episode in May. Like,
yeah,
like straight with St. Patrick's Day hats and everything. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. We're good.
Better late than never, right? So yeah. So
Dan, you and I need to hang out more often because honestly, I'm right there with you. I'm like struggling to keep up with the holidays. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. YouTube's not as easy as some people think it is. I mean, you got to plan shit out and do shit, and it's just like, it's not just like do a video and pop it up there.
Matter of fact, I have to do my thumbnail for tomorrow, so thanks for the reminder.
Thumbnails. Why do thumbnails take so long? Seriously.
Tell you what, if you're not using Canva, you're missing an opportunity. That's the easiest thing out there right now.
Canva. I exist on Canva. That's the only thing I use other than my editing software. That's all I do.
I mean, once you actually have like that, like I just went to a new template that I've been rolling out. It's actually been working well on mine. And all I got to do is go in and change the new screenshot I want to put on there. Everything else is there. And I just changed new print to put on to like the bottom corner. And just kind of rolling with that right now. So you're always finding ways to invent yourself with YouTube for sure, but it can be a fickle beast at times, but it's fun. You know, I would definitely say make sure you guys are doing some of the shorts type stuff because come February, you will have those out there for some of the different things. Once you get, if you're not monetized yet, you can get monetized now through the shorts, but they're actually rolling a lot of other stuff out that too.
Yeah, we've done a few shorts.
Yeah. So
mainly shorts about how Genesee screwed up and took the Schwartz beer away from Mike. Mike's not a fan of that. Mike doesn't like the Schwartz beer being taken away. Mike's made it very aware to Genesee.
You know what I almost got when I was in New Jersey? I saw for the first time was a Genesee Imperial Stout. I didn't end up getting it though, but I saw it. So
they released it this year, and it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. It's better on draft. To be honest, my can personally, and I live, but it's very very hyper local to me. My can it came off a bit metallic until it warmed up, unfortunately. But it's cool the fact that Genesee's putting out a stout. Yeah, to me that's cool.
It's funny when you see that stuff because you just think like Genesee, you don't, and then you see like they had these other different things that they're putting out, and you're like, oh, I just thought it was just the ice or it was just the
during
cream
the summer. During the summer, Genesee is king around here with their ruby red Kolsch.
Oh, Joe used to rave about Genesee all the time.
Ruby red Kolsch, and they just introduced pineapple Kolsch this year.
Yeah,
which was it is what it is. Genesee's got a special place in this heart.
Yeah, you and Joe love the Genesee. But thanks for everybody that tuned in, and go ahead and close out. This is the last Toss One Back Thursday for the year. I'm debating. I was gonna say I'm debating. I know everybody's got stuff probably on Saturday night. I'm debating how to throw up a New Year's Eve.
Dude, you know what I'm doing Saturday? Pray for me. I'm building my next computer. That's what I'm doing Saturday.
Uh-oh.
Like,
So
a terrible.
There you go.
I wish you all the luck
It's
in
a
the
terrible
world.
idea. Well, that'd be pretty cool, though. So, like, is
I
it a
can't wait.
gaming
I can't
computer?
wait. I got got this bad boy rolling.
Oh,
here,
it is a
so-
game. It is a gaming computer.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
it once.
What do you
No,
what do you get? What are you gaming on? What do you? I mean, what are you playing?
I play a lot of Madden. I play
Oh.
I play a bunch of things.
Were you playing
He plays
Warzone
Diablo.
or?
Some Warzone. I mean, honestly, I'm a creature of habit. I play the old stuff, man.
Oh,
Well, you
so
play
the
Madden,
original-
but you play Madden on the computer or you got PlayStation?
I got
Or
Madden on Xbox Series
Xbox.
X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
he's the
I
original
play
Diablo
golf
player.
on PC on Steam, PGA Tour. Love
Okay.
playing that. But yeah.
Would you say, Mal?
I said he's the original Diablo player. He's playing the original.
Yeah.
He's playing King's Quest.
Oh yeah, King's Quest and Zelda, like where you have to type in the commands.
But the thing is now beautiful nowadays, a lot of games are cross-platform.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be on said platform though.
True.
Right.
I feel like you're teaching your kid to play Cubert.
How do you teach a person to play Cubert? They just have to play it and figure it out.
I mean, if you're
can't
old
teach
school,
that.
you're going Cubert, these little centipede, little dig
You
dug.
can't stand over someone and say, "No, don't jump there." That doesn't work.
Rod, that's a good comment down there before you leave.
Is it
Oak
comment?
Spire.
Oh, let me see here.
From Fish or Die.
I was gifted a sixer, New Belgium Elk Spire. Not a fan of bourbon, but a slight on the bourbon taste. Oh, very nice.
Oh,
I actually just picked up the one for this year that they did with Four Roses. So I have a review coming out on that one. I did the one before they did a couple years ago with the old fashioned. I've done that one. And they did whatever they did last year. Who they had last year. Was it Willett, maybe? No, it wasn't Willett. It was somebody else. But I'm looking forward to trying the one for this year. See what they do with the Four Roses.
hey, Rod, could you show James's post? See you all after the arbitrary year change. Don't forget those water breaks. Yeah, everyone.
What water breaks?
The water breaks that you're supposed to have when you're having all the beers.
What am I, Jim Cook or something? I'm not doing no
Sponsored by
water
Genesee. There we go. Genesee and Wegmans. There we go.
Oh, there we
I do have a can of water here, but I haven't drank it that much tonight. So, you know. My body knows how to regulate now. It's playing Warren G as I speak.
I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely. That's the one I got for this year, the Four Roses one. That's one I just picked up when I was up in Jersey. I finally said, let me go in and grab this because I've seen it everywhere and I just haven't tasted it yet to see how they did for the difference. But if you want to see the other ones I did, Fish or Die on the channel, I did the one previously, like I said, with the couple years ago, I think it was the old fashioned, and then they did another version I think I did as well. But New Belgium, you know, not many people talk about them as much now, but they still have some good stuff, especially their white label stuff they do, where it's like the more fancy type
Well,
beers.
you know what I think is the Oak Spire,
Mhm.
New Belgium. He's not a fan of bourbon, but it's light on the bourbon taste. I think beers like that are an introduction, and maybe to get you on board with some of the stuff.
Right.
Yeah. It's
True. Very true.
it's like, you know, if you're a new beer drinker or newer, you can't just jump into a barley wine. Like that'll just like destroy your palate, right? But after a point of trying other stuff, you kind of can glide into it and kind of start to pick up on it. And, okay, I can get this. I can enjoy this a little bit more and stuff. So it's all an experience. Just, you know, drink what you like and enjoy the ride is what I say.
Mhm.
You know, you'll get to where you want to go to. Watch the ABV. You might get there a little bit faster on some stuff.
Hey, cheers to that.
Yeah. But cheers to thank you, Fish or Die. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Mal.
Happy Christmas.
Todd,
Happy
as always.
New Year's.
And yeah, New Year this coming year. Let's just hope that 2023 is better than 2020 through 2022. And this is the end of a trilogy of like rotten years out there. For
No
shit.
doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
And it's off to a better start and everything. So, we shall see. We shall see. But I'm definitely looking forward to the new year and sharing a lot more new beers here on the channel, new stuff coming to the channel, new formats, new videos, shake-ups, new different things. Gonna be a lot more shorts and stuff that I'm gonna be doing, some different creative stuff. I dropped one earlier today as something different of a kind of short, and I'm gonna have some different stuff to experiment with. So obviously, toss one back Thursdays. Try to get some more live streams in. I love having the live streams. It's just finding time to get in and do them, and everybody that wants to come on.
I was hoping she would swing up just to stick his hand in, but I think he's stuck downstairs at this point. He might have had too much beer to make it up the stairs.
This is passed out.
Yeah. Well, he did say he was drunk earlier, so he may be sleeping on the floor by the tree to make sure the
He
tree's
might.
okay.
I mean, he's been awake for the rest of it, so I was like, oh yeah, he's totally gonna swing up and shove his hand in here at least once, but.
He's got the cat with him now too, so the cat. Maybe the cat's sleeping on him. He can't move because the cat will wake up.
Actually, that is a rule in our house. Honestly, if I have a cat on my lap, he will get me whatever I want because there's cats. Same for him. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, I was
two hands. Wow, he's fancy now.
Yeah, double hands.
Double
Yeah.
hands.
Jazz hand.
Wait. There's his signifier. He has the black ring.
Oh, there we
A
go.
wedding ring? That the signifier?
Well, it's the only thing on your hands that we can use to separate you from anyone else.
I'm out.
Let's hope we never have to identify Chew. Well, let me see the hands.
Right.
But thank you, Trez, as usual. Happy New Year, my friend. Drink up. Trez that works. He can't drink with us in here, but he's drinking in spirit, I'm sure. So
yes,
he'll
Happy
enjoy
New
his
Year.
drinks this
Always.
weekend. Yeah. But let's go ahead and sign off and appreciate all you guys coming on. And if I don't talk to you before New Year, Happy New Year to you all. And
this was
always
super fun.
great.
I'm so glad that you do these where you
Yeah.
have other folks come up. I mean, just
well, it's great having you and Dan on
even to
together for
spend-
the first time like this. That you guys got a chance to chat and stuff
Dude,
too.
I'm pumped because I actually got to talk to Todd too.
Yeah.
exactly.
For sure.
But even any chance I get to talk to you, Rod, has always
Aw.
been wonderful. And I'm so grateful all the time for what you do and what you've always done. So thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
I got to be here.
Oh, it's great having you here. It's
And I got to talk to Dan for the first time
There's not-
ever.
Yeah.
there's nothing in my eye. There's nothing in my eye. Yeah, so that's the glare. No, it's always great to have you guys on, and because I need to do more of these. I always say that it's just trying to find time to get stuff in, and I'm doing these like the last month. I might open it up and do it a little bit more and stuff. So we used to do it before, and Todd knows we have these every week. Get a whole pattern, and it got crazy. Things are a little simmered down a little bit more now. Back in the day, it would just get too crazy. And I was like, dude,
it was nuts. Yes.
yeah, everybody's talking to everybody, to other. Like, dude, wait your turn. Wait your turn. And I feel like we would probably do that a little bit more now. So I think anytime to get you guys on, and
That's because we're all
definitely.
getting older.
Well, yeah,
Possibly.
Well-
possibly.
I can't remember. Did we do your spotlight on your channel already, Mal?
I believe
Well,
so. I
we
mean,
did the
we did a
one-on-one, I
one-on-one
think.
chat. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So we'll do. I got to do some other stuff too, but like for Dan, if you're interested, I do like one-on-one stuff, kind of talking about your guys' channel and stuff like that too. So if you guys
Yeah,
want
that'd
to
be
come on,
cool.
you and Mike,
We could work something
that's
out. I
always a
could
good time.
possibly, I could get my other half in here, and
Yeah, it's a fun little chat conversation. And
by
you
other
guys
half, I just
spotlight.
mean I'll be drinking other half. I'm not talking about Mike.
We're talking about Mike.
And I would love to watch that. That is a
Yeah.
thing that I want to see. So
Yeah. Well, I had plans to get you on something too, Mal, but I didn't get to it this year, and I need to get to it and done. But I keep saying I'm gonna do another woman in beer show.
I know,
I did
the-
that a
the
couple years
lady-
ago.
the lady over at the Native American one, and you were talking,
Yeah, with Linda. Yeah.
I was like, Linda's amazing. Like I've been
Yeah.
following her on Instagram since you did that show, and she's so phenomenal. So
She's
yes,
crushing it
I'm
out in
100% on
California.
board
Yeah.
for whatever you do.
Yeah. I want to do another kind of women in beer type show, and the one we had before, we had some different people that worked in beer, the beer
There's not
tubers.
too
It was
many
a
of
fun
us,
time,
so-
and I pretty much just sat here as a host because I'm like, I want to know all about, what you guys see as women and what you deal with and stuff. So,
Mhm.
which was pretty cool. And a lot of people like that. So, we need to do an
And
update
now
to
that I'm working at 2 breweries, that's going to help too. But
Yeah.
I love the idea because there's really not too many of us, and there
Yeah.
needs to be more. There needs to be more women who know how great beer is.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
because they
I'll
don't
make
understand.
Well, yeah. I'll make a note that I'm looking to that like here after the first of the year or so to try to get that. Because I think I did that like in March a couple years ago. But anyway, it doesn't matter what I do. I just need to do it. So that's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And that was a
No,
blast.
I love the
So,
idea. So I'm
Yeah.
right there with you.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks again for everybody. Going to go ahead and sign off again for the fourth time here.
We'll shut up now, Rod. We got it.
Boys to men said it. Boys to men said it best. It's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday. That being said, we are out. Everybody be safe. Have a happy new year. Enjoy it. And look forward to you here in 2023. Cheers. Everybody.